Here we
Here we go.
Let's just start disallowing everyone from elected office now, shall we?
Let's just have some silence.
A moment of silence for all our community service that would have been.
Yeah.
Out there, orange vest and a big stick with a nail in it for picking up trash and cans.
I don't think he meant that kind of community service, but that's probably closer to what we'd actually.
I guess I was looking for civic service, and I did say community service. Yeah,
gotcha. All right.
The orange vest with the stick is probably closer to what most of us would actually get.
Yeah.
Than running for any office and actually winning.
Yeah, I don't dare run for office, so I never will. What I like to do is criticize office holders from afar, anonymously if possible. That's really where my strength lies. I feel like
really picking up. You're really setting a trend there, Les. I think other people are going to think about that.
So the internet,
let's get going. Gallo's got stuff to do tonight.
Gallo's got stuff to do. All right. So, all right. So let's talk about
pick up Gatto and shake him upside down until the stuff falls out of his pocket.
All right. So just so you guys know, Jennifer and Gordon emailed. They're not going to be able to make it tonight. Apparently, they have been drinking, and they are in some sort of paradisiacal place. So they said gaming would not be good, and they begged me not to jill everyone off. So
it would be humorous, but not good.
I won't be doing that.
My son insisted on watching Spaceballs earlier, and they were at the Space Diner. And I thought of our Traveler game because it was like, I'd like to get the space soup and a space special, please. I'm like this is our Traveler game.
Space soup.
Hey, buddy.
Hello.
Hey.
All right.
All right, so let's talk about what happened last time, and it was a while ago, so I had to go back and look at the video and remember what happened. You guys had basically gone into, so you're in the what I'm sort of in my DM's head calling the West Wing of the prison, and you guys have been investigating the various places there, interacting with the prisoners, locating clues, undergoing strange events, that kind of stuff. It's a very surreal kind of thing because while we have to have a map, the reality is when your characters are going through there is like long corridors that seem to go on forever. Reality seems strained in this place in a lot of ways, and it's a bit surreal when you talk to people or that kind of stuff. You have fought off a variety of guards. Some of them, good night, sweetheart. You have fought off some of them that have, like tar-like blood that oozes out from on their armor. Others that are sort of like made of horrifying acidic gas that they fart out all over the place. And those seem to be the primary guards. You've met some interesting inmates. One, let's see, the lady who, somebody threw. Let's see. There's been a couple. So first, the teenage girl in her own cell that refers to herself in the third person, like Chuck does.
That's the scariest by far.
Then there was this guy who you guys could hear randoing through the walls. Remember him? Yeah, always fun time with this guy. He seemed to be quite anxious to try and get out. Back in that same area, you came across this woman who spoke telepathically to Ilindar, and Ilindar immediately realized that this was Bezrima, a legendary matron mother of the Drow of Menzoberranzan that you frankly had only even heard of. She tried to command you into service, and you were like, I'm not that kind of Drow. That kind of stuff. You also met Saherlitas, who a devil on the Abyss, told you that he had come here trying to buy Minotaur mercenaries from Baphomet and got thrown into prison for reasons that he can't think, but also tried to say, look, I know a little bit about this place. Let's make a deal, which Lothar immediately put the kibosh on, maybe rightfully so. You met this woman, who gave you her name, the lady Avila Vespervane, who told you who you guys accidentally pushed a guard in there who lasted all of about 6 seconds, and you saw her delicately wiping tar and blood off of her fingers. So and she was she's very polite, but also told you that she's not leaving. She deserves to be here.
She's in this wing down here, right? She is.
She's in the north wing.
No,
She's in the north wing also. Okay.
Yeah, the northwest wing.
She's on that last area.
Yeah, you saw there was the this guy who you guys saw in there, huge beholder, some sort of king among them who radiated malevolence. And then you saw this guy who also talked to you guys telepathically, some sort of weird looking plant dude that set off all of those freaky eye things that people sometimes get. So lots of guys in the north. Then you moved down into the south wing and you ran into some more creatures. One, an entire cell filled with some sort of bubbly slime that you were tempted to open the door for but didn't. So that was a good idea. Most probably you saw this guy in one of the corner cells who was like, hey, how's it going, that kind of thing. Seemed to be quite charming, but encased in things. You guys didn't talk really to him very much. You saw this guy chained, strapped down to a stone bench, wailing silently in agony.
Is that the one with the man in the mask guy?
Yep. And then no, that was this guy. So down in the so then you're talking about this guy here. So he was wrapped in chains as well. Down there. And then you also saw this guy, another chained up fellow, screaming unintelligibly as his spiked chains with every slight movement pierced him further. So sometimes odd, sometimes almost pleasant, sometimes extremely horrible, the denizens of the west wing of Baphomet's prison.
Was this guy that was it this guy that was in the amber?
No. So the room you're in now, that chest in there. So that room was empty, and you opened up the chest, and you found within. So you were at the very end of last time. You were sort of looking all in the chest and stuff like that. You found a small sort of disc of baked clay that radiated an infinitesimal amount of divination magic and was cut in half and had some sort of writing on it of some sort and painted, in garish colors. You found a small metallic wire that looked like, to your eyes, like a lockpick, but seemingly useless here since the locks here are not pickable. They're force fields essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the last area where you're standing over right now, the last thing you did was you went into this thing and you found a tiny cube, very small, like a six-sider from one of those mini dice sets. So maybe 3/4 of an inch on either side. And looking very closely in it, you realize that it was one made of some sort of translucent resin or something like that. You suspected amber, and trapped inside was a very small, very tiny insect-like creature. You mentioned to everyone that it tried to communicate with you, but you at that point did not mention to anyone what it said. You just laughed, and we turned off the cameras, and that was the end of the night. So that's where we kind of start now. Is you guys are not an initiative. You don't see any more of the guards wandering about. You've checked some of the. You've checked a lot of the cells that have. That are empty. You have generally an idea of potentially how you could release creatures from the cells if you wanted to. There's a couple of ways. One, a greater dispel magic might get rid of the force fields depending on the power of the caster. Two, Ilindar has some stone to mud or some sort of spell that he can warp the walls in such ways that they might be able to get either past or through the walls. And three, Sarenraen mentioned that the torturer, he refers to the torturer, which is a creature you haven't seen yet as far as you know, has the warden and the torturer both have what he calls keys. Now, he didn't describe them to you. You're not sure what they would look like or if they're real keys. You suspect that they're not keys in the traditional sense, but he referred to it as the key.
Now, did he name the torturer? Because I've got a note here saying Aleshka and the subwarden have keys. Is Aleshka the warden or the torturer?
That is a good question. I think yes, but let me check for sure.
Let me check for you.
Would you? That'd be great.
You reading the module there?
No, the torture.
Okay.
The torturer's name is not Aleshka.
Okay. Is there an Aleshka?
Probably. If I mention a name, there's probably a creature, though you don't know what it could be.
Okay.
Could be an insect in your hand.
Do you remember how it was spelled?
Oh, I just spelled it phonetically, so I just have it down as Eleshka,
Okay.
which I'm sure is not correct.
Okay.
That is not copied from the module.
I'll have to get back to you on that.
Okay.
And then the last sort of person of note that was in that captured that you guys found within the prison was this woman right here.
She's the first person of note because we want to eventually save her.
Yeah, Waxberry, who told you the story of what she experienced during the capture of the Iomedae and Heralds, the one you're here to see. And what she experienced and what she saw was frankly a bit disconcerting, because what she described was the torture and eventual capitulation of the Iomedae and Heralds to Baphomet.
Torn out, right?
Yeah, getting his heart torn out.
So we're gonna have to find him and his heart. This is a twofer now.
Well,
we only got paid for one mission.
Theoretically, I mean, in discussions with Waxberry, I mean, you as a paladin of Iomedae feel like that the only way to really give yourself a chance to recover the Iomedae and Herald in a way that makes sense, because he's capitulated to Baphomet. He's become one of Baphomet's creatures. He's gone over to the other side, essentially, through torture and having his heart ripped out. If you can without his heart, the likelihood of you guys being able to bring him back into the fold, for lack of a better term, is low. So yeah, you probably need to find his heart, return it, find the Herald, return it to him, and then do some sort of magical religious ceremony.
Kill him.
Or just kill him. I mean, it might come to pass that killing the Herald becomes necessary.
I'm sure Cure Light Wounds will do it, right?
Yeah, I think Cure Minor Wounds. I think it's a cantrip.
Yeah, that probably would do it. Okay, sweet.
Probably fine.
Yeah, that'll do it because he's probably undead now, and that'll harm undead. So.
If one of
you
us
take
gets,
1 point.
If one of us gets captured, let's say like Gato, can we all agree that let's not get our hearts ripped out?
Okay.
I don't want that to happen.
I'll jump on that.
Just kill me instead. I don't want to. I saw Temple of Doom.
So that's where you guys find yourselves. I mean,
Ram. That's it. Okay, sorry.
So
we got to find the torturer or the wardens.
Well, they both have keys, according to Sarenraen.
Well, and the other thing is we've been everywhere that we could find, basically, and this is the sum total of it. The two wings with the
cells we have. There hasn't been a door we haven't gone through that we didn't find.
Right.
Well, yeah, we haven't been down this hallway yet, have we? Oh, do we go all the way down this hall? I'm trying to wait. I'm sorry.
Well, I think Gato's at the end of that hall.
We've come to pretty much near the end of this one.
Doing sneaky Gato.
I don't know if we've met all the way on the top of this one.
Remember, we're in a maze world, right? So I feel like this is not maze-like enough to get to like the real dangerous people. There's got to be a different area that we can get to, like the maximum security or death row version of whatever this hellscape is.
Yeah, I think you're right, Don. I don't think we've gone this way.
Let's form up and
20. I'm gonna roll 20.
at this point, we still need to find out where the next, if there's a down or an up or a sideways or whatever.
Right.
Because
I'm going to come all the way over to here.
Okay.
I think we need to take somebody alive, maybe that can.
And then go up here because I don't think we've been up this way before.
Right.
Which way? Where's Gato at?
Okay, I'm down in this lower corner now. I just walked down this hallway. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me do the map here. I don't think we've been up this hallway and in that way.
Yeah, we haven't been anywhere in the center yet. right? There's a whole center section that we
Right.
haven't found yet.
Well, we came through the center here.
No. I'm talking like here. I don't have I have Zoom open, not Roll20. One moment.
Yeah, no, the area we came in was north and then we went south because when you first come into the prison, there's no opening center. So if this area is what he's talking about,
See where I'm pinging right here? See where I'm pinging? I don't think we've been anywhere in here, have we?
I don't think there's a way to get to that per se, unless we kind of go up
Well, these guards keep popping out of side
this way.
Wait, both guards both appeared here, and then there was one up there. We just appeared out of a random hallway. Were they hanging in the hallway? Is there something we're not finding? Secret doors, dimensional gates?
Hold on just a second.
It feels like something a caravan guard should be able to find.
so
Fletcher, that enormous demonic creature in the corner cell there is sort of like so as you're sort of standing there and Ilendar and Stormer and everybody's sort of talking about what to do next and where are we, he's kind of like, to you, Fletcher, he's kind of like, hi, who are you guys? What's going on down there?
I just say, you don't want to talk to me. I'm just sizing up how quickly I could kill you.
Kill me? Why would you want to kill me?
That's what I do.
he wants to kill everything.
Dude, I'm not talking to anybody.
I
who
wanna
hasn't
kill
ever
demons.
killed a- Yeah. That guy's cute. We got chains all over him. He's kind of little in a light S&M.
Little MC Hammer Pants thing going on there with
Yeah, he's wearing Zubaz.
the crotch down at his knees.
He's an 80s demon.
Hey, can't touch this.
He's like, hey, nobody said anything about killing. I'm just asking a couple of questions.
It's not your fault. That's my superpower. So it's what I do.
I understand completely. I've been around killers before. I totally get it. Just curious as to like what's going on. Are you guys the new guards are here? I mean, I know that sometimes they have to kill a guard or two around here, but it looks like you guys have made a real project out of it. He's kind of edging over to sort of look down the hallway. I will mention
Who's this?
This is the guy that Fletcher's talking to over here.
Okay.
We're the new training department.
Yeah, we're HR.
We're HR.
HR's the worst. he lets out a laugh. He's like, man, I would face the guards any day of the week, the torturer and the warden too, before I go against HR, man.
First, you got to fill out this form that never ends.
No, that's in hell. This is the abyss.
Nothing is quite as evil as HR.
So I'm watching Fletcher talk to this guy.
Dan's just like,
I'm not denying nothing.
it's true. All right, so you're watching. So Gato, as you go to look to the south, you get a very weird feeling from that cell to the south. Now, the door is open, and you don't see anything in there. But man, there's a vibe coming out of there that gives you pause. That would be the same place where Fflashheart felt a very cold sort of feeling coming from.
The drow.
No, there's no drow in there.
Well, the drow's up top.
That's up in the northwest wing.
In that exact same cell, but in the north wing.
Right,
Yeah.
in the same cell though. Okay.
No, it's a different cell.
Hey,
Don and I know what we're talking about.
yeah. Hey, Ilendar.
Yeah.
I got someone talking to me. Do you hear any voices?
Not other than normal ones.
Okay, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Pardon me, buddy. I think we found another
Yeah.
target I need to kill.
We should.
I've only talked to Ilendar about it so far. Hey,
See if
Well,
this
I
works.
was right near you there. I would have heard it.
okay. Hey, Fletcher, have you heard any voices? Asking about sentient beings?
Other than the demon I was just talking to up there, no.
Everybody heard that. He's talking in regular old abyssal.
Oh, I
Hey,
don't
see-
speak abyssal.
Well,
speak
common
abyssal.
then.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, he speaks both. I mean, he seems like a fairly cheerful guy. He's pretty big. And he's sort of just like standing there, but he doesn't seem he doesn't seem aggravated with you guys. He's laughing earlier when you guys talked about that you guys are the new training guys, HR. He was like, yeah, I get it. I think he just seems to be genuinely trying to figure out what's going on.
We're trying that.
We have that in common. But no,
So
I'm
did you get
down
my
here next
message,
to John,
Don?
and I'm not hearing anything.
Do we
right?
know what's up here?
We do not.
You guys haven't gone that way yet.
Up where? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Up to the, it's hard to describe. The northern passage above Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mean up here?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I don't think we've been up there yet.
Ready to go when you guys are.
Hold on.
Gatto's gonna go get possessed in the south room here real quick.
Oh, I'm going with you.
It's a short trip.
By the way, quick reminder for everybody, I still have a slightly broken sword. I don't think anybody has a way to fix that, but if you
I
do-
can fix it. It's just going to take days to fix it.
Oh.
I've got the skills. I've got the feats and all that to fix it. But it's basically
I'm stuck for now.
3,000 gold pieces worth of damage to it. It's going to take me a day of working on it.
Okie doke.
It's like Ron Weasley's wand.
So you guys are starting to investigate north, and I'm coming up behind you, and you hear me ask, who did you provide counsel with before?
Okay.
I just say this out loud.
Sure you do.
Eleanor looks at you and
oh,
says,
you okay?
Who are you talking to, dude? Is this still those voices?
I'm not sure who I'm talking to.
I told
I'm
you,
trying to find out.
what if I told you about talking to disembodied voices?
I'm not talking. You told me not to talk to strangers. So
And no making deals.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, I think I've covered that pretty soundly, actually.
Feels like a deal coming on, Lothar. I don't know what to tell you. Somebody's dealing with somebody. I don't know, man. Best to kill him. All right. Take your time, read that.
yeah.
Gatto's been hit by a wall of text, apparently.
Les, did you just use one of Don's macros?
No. I had a feeling that
pasted.
I had a feeling that Don was going to be doing some talking this time, so I prepared some standard responses.
Wait, if John's talking, does that mean I have to go invisible? All right.
Somebody
Yeah.
has to be invisible.
It's probably safer if you do.
Yeah, somebody make me invisible. Invisible paladin.
I could do it.
I'll be like the
I'm not doing anything wrong.
invisible swordsman from
As far as you know, you forgot to add
Just
that.
have that on repeat.
Famous last Gatto words.
No, that's famous like always God words. Those don't have to be last ones.
So after the end there, it ends with a question mark. So you get the impression that it's expecting a response.
Yeah, I know.
Not sure what to say, dude. Are you?
Eleanor's
Okay.
looking at you like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah, he's sort of like, you could see sort of like Gatto's just standing there, and he said, what did you say? Who are you, or something like that?
Who are you?
Who do you help? and then all of a sudden you see his he's sort of staring off into space.
I just kind of get
his eyes are
cocked,
kind
I'm
of wide.
somebody hit God at 122 times in a beam.
Well, he said something about who have you represented before. So at this
Yeah.
point,
Who
I'm
do you
guessing-
represent? Yeah, okay.
I'm guessing he's talking to Demon Johnny Cochran.
They're real and they are spectacular.
Now, I'm not sure.
Egregious, outlandish, preposterous.
I'm not sure it's entirely evil.
Not
I
sure
love
if
this.
it's
I love
entirely
Entirely evil. Oh dear.
Oh, we are so
Eleanor holds up a finger to you and says, okay, you tell him to come talk to me. The adults are going to talk.
So Okay, so this entity, I can't really give it a gender yet. It's a senior political economic advisor to Queen Iomedae herself.
Who's that?
Who's that?
That's what I was hoping you guys could help with.
What you talking about, Willis?
You
Does
hit
anyone
the
have
nail on the head.
a knowledge history, a knowledge
I have all that stuff. Let's
Bardo
see.
would know
evil
that.
lord?
Would knowledge planes work for that?
Potentially, I'm sure.
Or
Could do-
knowledge religion?
I got knowledge religion, knowledge planes. I can try you, or knowledge history. Any of those? What do you want to roll?
History and planes would be more apropos than religion.
All right, hang on a sec.
Is this planes 28?
Planes 28.
You've never heard of any Queen Iomedae or
I can't roll that high, so.
any sort of neither can, don't feel bad, neither can Fflashheart. Or any
I
sort
have
of
performance anxiety.
any sort of title called a Iomedae or anything like that.
I have no idea who that is.
Well, this advisor to Queen and Iomedae, Iomedae, her name title was Themaxia Bumze, 33rd Clax of the realm of Kish. I'm butchering all these names.
Yeah.
Senior political advisor, to the Queen herself.
Does any of that additional information affect my planes check?
No, these are all. You've never heard of a realm of Kish. You've never heard any sort of noble title or anything that is referred to as a Clax or a Claxius. So basically, if you want, Don, I'll read it.
What
to everybody?
What realm do you come from? Are you from the abyss? Are you from the hell? Are you from
Material, shadow.
I am going to repeat what this entity, this sentient said to me. So you go ahead and read it, Les.
All right. So basically, when Gatto asked it, who do you serve? Who do you represent? He says, or what he basically said, what can I do for you?
And he said to the air out loud, I said, what can I do for you?
Yeah. And it said, I wish to be returned to Her Excellency's service, of course. What other course of action would you imagine that honor demands? Sir Ape, I must assume that you are testing this humble lord so that you may ascertain whether my circumstances have driven me to despair. And then he said, what?
Then he got crazy.
and then you said, who do you represent? Because Her Excellency is vague.
Right.
And he said, let's go with it. I am senior econometric advisor to Queen Iomedae herself, and accompanied Her Excellency into her abyssal incarcerament at the hands of the Horned Lord. Her Excellency was a thorn in the Horned Lord's side, being both more powerful and more intelligent than he. But since he had Her Excellency at a disadvantage due to his lack of honor, inability to recognize and defer to his superiors, and generally antiseptic personality, the Horned Lord treated Her Excellency cavalierly and isolated her from her devoted servant. I have, of course, sworn eternal vengeance and shall see the Horned Lord atomized and dispersed in Her Excellency's name. Now, when he says the Horned Lord, you recognize that is one of the common epithets for Baphomet.
Right.
Baphomet.
And then,
Even I got that.
Then Gatto said, "Who are you?" And it said, "I am titled Themaxia Bumze, 33rd Clax of the realm of Kish, senior politico-econometric advisor to the Queen and Iomedae herself, Claxius Orobar of Zenwa, Kish, and the surrounding morass." Dread Sting Lord of the Anaphili Coursers, senior-most strategos of the great and noble order of the Hemophage, defender imperator of the magnificent swarm. And then he asked Gatto, and your names and titles, Sir Ape.
And
I feel this is like a Slim Pickens moment. You use your mouth prettier than a $10 hooer.
And you see, when you look at Gato, he's looking at a cube of something about the size of a fingernail.
Oh, he's talking the sugar cube bug? Okay.
Smaller than a sugar cube. It's like the size of a dice. Like a teeny dice.
Why don't you tuck that in your pants?
It kept aggravating. It kept asking him, where are you taking me?
We are looking for a way out of the
smaller
prison.
than this.
Okay.
We have been led to believe that also being held by the Horned Lord is the Herald of Iomedae, and we are attempting to free the Herald. Not necessarily confront the Horned Lord himself, but that is not out of the realm of possibilities. My name is, you can call me Patrick.
This Patrick, is this a surname, a given name, or some sort of title or honorific from your people, Sir Ape?
It's a given name. It's a given name.
Given name from your breed mother, I presume.
Yes, my dear old ma. Yep.
I see. This understanding, I understand that these apes such as yourselves are matriarchal and are do not necessarily take on titles. It's of course.
We have. I have some pompous friends that have titles.
Well, obviously, you know,
and the rest of you hear me say that.
I understand. Please make no offense. I understand that from the tragedy of the circumstances of your birth that disallows you from knowing the glory of Her Excellency's nest place. But be not oversad, as this is entirely not your fault, but a simple cruelty to you from the fates. You are not to blame for this lack of titles and names.
So I have not heard of your Majesty, and again, I please forgive my ignorance on this.
It is forgiven.
But what realm is she from? Where?
You have teased it out of me, Sir Ape. Let me tell you, Her Excellency rules over the greatest morass of all. I know not of these hells you speak of, but we do know of the abyss, as we are currently in it. But Her Excellency rules over all the lands that can be seen from the Tower of Igvilef, where she resides. It is a glorious place, full of all the greatest of creatures, the most noblest of beings in all the multiverse.
I believe you, and she is also, though, being currently held by the Horned Lord because of his ignorance.
Alas, yes. He was jealous of her power, authority, and majesty, frankly. And I was, when she was brought here, I was gratified and honored to accompany her as her senior-most advisor and on political and economic matters. Therefore, I volunteered to come with. And because of the perfidy of the Horned Lord, it is because of that he finally, being brought in close proximity with Her Excellency, found himself wanting both from a might standpoint and from an honor standpoint. And because he is a immature being who's only who believes that any whim that comes into his head must be immediately followed, he has done me a horrifying disservice and separated from Her Excellency. I have vowed, as you can imagine, to deliver unto him the greatest of revenges when I am again brought into his presence. As you can see, my current situation, and you get the sort of mental image of him sort of looking around inside the cube. My current situation precludes me from delivering the death blow to him myself. It is my hope, Sir Ape, that you and your companions, are they your companions or are they your servants?
Companions.
Companions, indeed. Then, where then are your servants?
I'm too afraid of word of what's going on getting out to the rest of you, so that I would never say servants.
I've only probed them briefly, but they do seem of servile manner. again, as do you. I make no, I apologize if this, if you find this to be, if you find this to be incontrovertible. Obviously, I'm not familiar with your type of creatures that you have,
Right.
that you and your servants are, and therefore you must forgive me of
Tell
my
me,
certain allowances.
Tell me, if brought in the presence of the Horned Lord, in your current state, what, if anything, could you do?
In my current state, sadly, very little. The Horned Lord, as I have mentioned before, is immature, and when he took Her Excellency away to what fate I do not know, he cast me into this prison within a prison, if you will, because he too saw that I am a creature of nobility, intelligence, fortitude, and perspicacity, none of which he has.
Don't forget humility.
My humility is well known among my people.
Yeah, I can see that.
The creatures of my brood mother have always lauded me for my willingness. In fact, my ability to describe.
Can you describe the queen in a way that we might recognize her if we have seen her already?
She is indescribable. Let me tell you that when you gaze upon each of her multiform legs, you will understand the glory that is Queen Aneliak. When you see her segmented torso, you will understand the nobility that she carries within. I assure all of you and all of your servants that when you lay your optical orbs upon her, you will undoubtedly feel the presence of the Queen and Her Excellency, and you will understand what it is to be in the presence of unadulterated, unmitigated nobility.
I look forward to it.
As you should.
I'm always trying to adopt the weirdest creatures Les can throw at us, and I want this one member of our party.
This one.
Well, he's coming with me.
If you use terms in the appropriate manners, it's best you seem a rough and tumble sentient, if I do say so myself. You may refer to me as Lord Boomseye.
Lord Boomseye.
And my friends call me Gato.
Gato. That is an odd and strange name that fits around my mouth parts oddly. I will do my best.
None of us do, but
Okay, guys, where are we going?
up that little hallway.
Yeah, you were going to go check up the hallway.
So you guys, so he's sort of like returning to this, and he's butchering all these words and stuff like that. You're like,
I know.
and I'm sure that several of you are probably thinking, well, this is it for Gato. He is finally gone round the bend. He's done.
Okay.
He's
We
a toast.
do that like on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So Gato, were you like holding up the cube at the time you were talking to it, or did you have it like in your pocket somewhere?
It was yeah, I would hold it like that.
Like this creature inside, vaguely insectile, maybe a millimeter or two long. It's
Now,
that
he doesn't
size.
seem to be too upset if I kind of turn him at the same time or anything like that. It's not like I'm jostling him.
You get the impression that he's used to dealing with setbacks in a forthright and noble fashion.
Ask him.
You guys are all about my age, so I think you might remember the back of the comic book Sea Monkeys, the dreams.
Yeah.
This is the dream come true.
You guys not only have found a sea monkey, but an aristocrat among them.
I love it. And he's gonna ride that little trapeze for me. I can't wait.
I personally like the apology. You all seem very servile. I apologize if that's incontrovertible. Really? Does he know what that word means?
As I get close to this corner, I disappear.
Okay.
So you can.
Okay,
You got-
I reappear.
You got your thing?
Reappear when
I got this guy. Go ahead. Yep. All right.
All right, so you go over there and you see essentially another hallway. Fletcher and Illendar and Storm are sort of behind you with Lothar. Fflashheart, I don't know what he's doing, staring into space down there or something like that.
Where am I? Let's see. Where am I?
Here you go.
Forgot we moved.
I'll bring you. You're in the darkness. I'll bring you over.
Yeah, bring me. I'm in the darkness.
So as you come back into this area over by Storm and those kind of things, Fflashheart, you really get a strange vibe from below as you walk past, sort of that cell. at first you feel, I mean, it's a chill. You feel a chill go over your body. I mean, to the point where you physically
This one right here.
cover. Yeah. It's open and empty as far as you can tell. But when you as you walk nearby, you feel this chill, but then also you get an odd sensation. And at first you're not sure what's, I mean, at first it feels strange and unnerving, but then you feel something inviting, and maybe it wishes you to enter something that you do not feel like is malevolent. Maybe something that needs aid, maybe something that is of your kind. You get a sense that there's something there that needs your assistance.
Hey, I'm gonna, as a free action, I'm gonna say, hey, optimists, I don't want to alarm you, but I'm getting a tingly in my holiest of holies here, and I feel.
Hey, don't talk about
yeah.
that in public.
Yeah, I feel like I am being drawn to this room. Can somebody else gaze upon it and see if they see something before I dare to enter it?
Well, Gato has gone north.
Yeah.
So why don't we stay as a group and check out that hallway before we come back to check out the thing that's
all right.
making your holy tingle?
All right, I'll stand here at the holy tingle while you guys go check out that hallway real quick.
So,
I'll see if I can absorb it a little more and see if I can feel it on a spiritual level. And
I'll explain to Fflashheart that Gato was also hearing voices when he was here.
Did you
But
feel
I don't think he was hearing the same voices you were. So maybe it might be.
You haven't heard any voices, but you haven't heard any voices, Fflashheart, but you have felt a presence.
Got feelings.
At first, a cold chill that felt almost like a wind on the back of your neck. And then as it got closer and sort of were examining the sort of inside, you didn't see anything inside the cell, but you felt almost beckoned to.
Is there a door to the cell? Is the force field up?
The force field is down.
That's my concern. I feel like it's a baited trap for me, and I'm
So
trying to decide if there's anything worthwhile going in for. What I'm going to do is give my my full Iomedae scan for any Iomedae sign. Yeah.
You so like what, detect evil?
Well, no, I'm looking more like detect super good.
Detect.
I know I'm looking for body
You
parts,
can't
you know, like,
detect
say,
you can't
spare
detect
heart
good
lying
in
around.
any form.
No, you can only.
Oh, no, but I've had a pull towards Iomedae before when we found willow bark or whatever.
True.
They're good berries. What was her name?
Waxberry.
Tingleberry. Okay.
Tingleberry. Dingleberry. So yeah, you don't detect any presence of Iomedae here.
Right.
But you also don't detect any presence of evil either. You definitely feel like there is something in there, though, and you feel not only that, but you feel like it is beckoning you inside.
Yeah,
We'll get to it in a second.
Yeah, we'll get to it in a second.
It's a bad idea.
Yeah, I think we should send a summon creature in there and see what happens.
Is there a gate here?
No, it's down.
Are we going along the? Yeah, we can't.
What's this here, Les? Oh, sorry, what's this right here?
That's where another prison is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a prisoner. That's that huge. It's obviously some sort of demon, and he's just watching along, and he's like, "Hey, you are you a paladin? What are you doing here, man? You are wealth. You are far away from where you should be, my good man."
I know, bro. No, right? I'm just taking the tour, man.
I'll tell you what. Under other circumstances, you would be with Tangled, but in this case, we are on the same side. Both prisoners of different ways.
Totes my goats. I'm just broing down with this demon here.
He seems quite broy.
Yeah. I'm gonna put my visor on backwards and just like get my hacky sack out and get over there and
break out the sunglasses.
Brah.
No way, brah.
So yeah, you can easily go in there again. Another one of these. I gotcha. Okay. Okay. Hold on a second.
If you need me to roll anything, let me know.
Nope.
Yeah, we'll save.
Just go ahead. That's at a -4 penalty. Done.
Okay.
Sadly, what he's about to encounter, you don't get a save at all.
So you guys are right around that corner, right at that corner right there.
Yeah.
Well, me and
Right in
Fflashheart.
front of you, you hear Gatto's voice saying, "Don't move any further. I'll call you. I'll call out if I need help."
Gotta go make a deal with the demons over here.
This is a guy who was talking to himself just a little while ago.
I promise not to make any deals with devils while I'm gone.
Oh, well, Gatto promised. You can take that to the bank.
Check the evil
shit.
Lothar while you can.
right.
In the background.
Going over there.
I see something.
Yeah, you do. So there is a force field up, and you see a creature in the back. Should I show everybody? I guess I could show everybody. I don't know that I can
Should go ahead and show everyone.
So there's a
Oh,
creature.
listen, right?
Just sort of sitting in the back of the thing. It has that green sort of light around it, and it looks at you curiously. Your first thought is that it's some
Now,
sort
I'm invisible,
it still
but
looks
it
at
might
you.
be able to see me. Okay.
It looks at you.
pretty sure
You're
you
not
can see
invisible
it.
to the mind flayer.
Well,
Right.
it looks kind of like a mind flare, but it looks like, well, it's like no mind flare you've ever described.
Yeah, it looks like a mind flare with bedhead, doesn't it?
Bad
Man.
and it's wearing clothes, so
tentacle day.
odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, odd for. Well, and it
Mind flayers
also
don't wear clothes?
has
I thought
hands.
they always wear like togas.
I don't know. I don't think so. I didn't think mind flayers were clothes. Maybe they do. I don't know. Anyway, it does. It just sort of looks at you curiously and then goes back to whatever it was doing, which was sort of like, honestly, it's kind of like wandering around its cell with that weird light, kind of like looking in the corners, like it's seeking something. You're not sure what it's all about, but it paid attention to you for maybe a couple of seconds and then went back to what it was doing.
I whisper out loud, "Do you know where the warden is?"
It turns, when you whisper, it turns to look at you again. But it sort of like cocks its head curiously, almost like, you ever crinkle aluminum foil in front of a dog? Kind of like that, where they go, what sorcery is this? It doesn't say anything, or at least it doesn't say anything in any kind of language that you understand. It doesn't make any noise. And it just, after a few moments, it goes back to what it was doing.
Right, but there is a wall there.
There is a
A
force field there. Yeah, or
Okay.
you'd know pretty quickly if it wasn't there.
I realize now that I've just been relying on invisibility, so I'm also going to be stealthy in and of myself.
Okay, gonna stealth up there. All right,
Better
keep
late
going.
than never.
Clomp, clomp, clomp. They can't see me.
Door, no door.
No door. Same thing as
Same
before?
scenario.
Okay.
How in Mandela view door, no door.
Hold on.
Can't get sleepy yet. We got hours to go before we sleep.
Don't start, Matt, then I'll start.
Sorry. You're in Florida, right?
I am.
You know the East Coast.
I heard there's a bunch of storms going on in Florida.
But we had a nasty storm last night. 300 flights were canceled.
Wow. All right. That's what you see, Don.
Oh, okay. In the bag.
Okay. Doesn't take long. All right. That it for you?
Don't suss at all.
What's that?
All right. So you come to that area and the door is up here, but it looks like, well, it looks like there's a creature lying on the floor. It's about human sized, and what you see, it looks, frankly, there's a fair amount of what looks to be bright red blood. There are golden feathers scaring about. The creature itself has wings that are bloodied and torn. It looks kind of like this.
They killed Big Bird. Oh shit!
What the hell is that?
That is not Big Bird.
That is not HD quality. What is that? I can't tell.
It looks like, I don't know. The wings are white and gold with with feathers of gold and and bright feathers. It's
It looks
covered
like
in blood.
it looks like a Skeksis from Dark
does.
Crystal.
Dark Crystal. It's Skeksis.
Yeah, it looks like it was torn apart. The underneath the skin that you can see that isn't ragged from wounds looks to be fairly dark skinned, but the wings and the feathers that you see scattered about are gold. The wings themselves are sort of white and gold, but it's just laying there.
So any chance this is the tortured remains of the Herald?
Gold feathers kind of make me think that too.
I don't know. So Fletcher and Lothar, you suddenly hear right in front of you. There are 4 cells down this hallway. 2 of them are empty. One is occupied with what appears to be a mind flayer, but I don't know. And the last one is occupied, but the creature looks dead. Appears to have had golden feathers at one time. Not sure what killed it or what it was beforehand, but that's what's down this hall.
It could have been another member of the Herald's entourage or something too. I don't know how.
Oh, if we can talk, if we can talk to Gato, does it appear to have had its heart ripped out?
Did it, Les?
It was torn up in a lot of ways. I mean, it was hard to tell from the distance to the corpse from where you were standing whether or not it had evidence of like an actual heart being removed. It was pretty beat up. I mean, there was a lot. It was obviously.
And there was a door there on that one, right?
It was still closed.
Yeah.
So there's still thing. It didn't look, so you're remembering Waxberry's sort of testimony, and the torture that the Herald that she described that the Herald went through was very methodical. I mean, they broke the creature, bit by bit, and then removed his heart. This creature that you saw looked like it had been in a fight. And that it had lost badly and was, the wounds were quite bestial rather than the evidence of like
Torture. Okay.
of precision, of deliberately. So like they're the kind of wounds that have been deliberately given to a helpless creature look a certain way.
Torture, right.
Right. The wounds given to a creature that has put up a fight and is fighting with bestial creatures like demons maybe look differently. The creature you saw looked like it had been in a fight with bestial creatures and it had lost that fight. It was torn to pieces essentially.
Gato, was there any way out down there?
Not that I saw.
So another dead end. Okay.
But it's currently all clear. There are no guards or roaming.
There's no guards. Only one cell occupied, but it is blocked off.
So do we want to go down there and see this for ourselves?
See, blocked
not
off
sure
like
that
a
we
rumble,
need
like
to.
a collapse, or like a door.
I think you'd be fine doing it if you want to go down there real quick. Just look.
Well, I wouldn't mind looking at this thing with wings.
All right, I will escort you then.
Where is it at?
Into the hall.
Into the
I'll
hall.
come over there too. I'll stick together with you guys. That's
I
fine.
can't see what I'm doing here.
Matt, I sent you a message.
There we go.
All right.
Right before you head north.
Okay. I'll stop where I won there.
Okay.
Oh, and there's
So-
a red X. You forgot to tell us about the red X, Gato.
So just seeing the creature now with my own eyes, can I do a knowledge planes or
Sure.
anything that might,
Sure. Absolutely.
27 knowledge planes?
So yeah, that creature is almost certainly not the Herald of Iomedae. Your guess, I mean, it's pretty beat up. And it's hard to tell because the body looks like it has been mutilated and ripped apart. But it looks like what they call a deva, a type of angel. Almost
Remember the entourage.
yeah, almost. They're very good, good creatures. Typically quite martial. You don't see any weapons though.
Is it? But it's long dead, can't be healed, kind of thing.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, it could
All right, I have
be.
to lay on hands. Is it behind glass?
It's behind a
behind
force field. Yeah.
This might be a good one to try out our ability to break down a force field.
Storm, having not followed with them, Ilindar, you get a message from Storm that says, "Hey, you remember how?" Or Ilindar, you're right there, so you probably see it. You know how Gata was talking to somebody? Now Fflashheart's talking to somebody.
Dang it.
Uh-oh.
I was gonna call the Fflashheart. Who are you talking to?
Who's saying that to me?
Ilindar, he's standing right next to you.
There's right next to you.
I'm down below.
Hey,
I mean,
Gilder, you're not hearing that, man? I'm hearing somebody asking me for aid. Calling me, knows me as I'm a paladin and has asked me for
you're
aid.
the second person to go up there and then start hearing voices.
I asking who it is.
You don't hear any response, but you feel that you actually, both of you feel sort of a waft of coldness coming out of the doorway.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm no expert on occult, but as a paladin, when I feel a waft of coldness, I don't feel good creatures
That's
need
usually
help.
not.
It's air conditioning,
Yeah,
that's all.
Damn, can you turn it down up a little bit in here? I guess you gotta have the AC on you're over a lava pit. So, I'm like, I'm always I'm gonna turn to Ilindar. Like I'm always for helping the helpless, but I don't feel I have a good feeling if I step in there.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Something's in there waiting. This trap is baited and we're setting the hook.
Yeah.
And
Alright.
you don't
As
need
you-
to go in.
And
As
now
you-
I see something in there.
As you guys are talking about that, you see a shimmering form sort of materialize in the black. The coldness that's coming out of the doorway grows almost uncomfortable. And you can see she looks like a woman dressed in, I mean, she's beautiful, but dressed in sort of raggedy clothing, and you can see one terrible wound across her throat that it looks like it has been cut open. In her hand, as she floats sort of forward over there, you can see that she has a long knife in her hand. And
Detect undead.
you immediately get the idea that that the wound in her throat has come from her own hand.
Detect undead.
It's merely headless Nick.
Nearly headless.
It is
Nearly headless Nicole.
Ah, yes, good point.
It is a kind of undead, but one that you've never seen before.
It's Bridget Fitch. Come on, think about it. No, nobody. Okay.
No.
You hear Ilindar, you and Fflashheart both hear her voice come out of her mouth, and it's like whistling because of the throat being slashed open and spit out. It's just like
Detect evil.
Lady Mantia of Sarenraen.
Oh wait, Sarenraen. Come closer. Lady, did you say Lady Bethia?
Helps Thessaly Mantial of Sarenraen. I was husband to Kestaglir long ago.
Okay.
Aid me.
This is really triggering a Fflashheart's ASMR here. Ooh. How can I aid you, lady?
Give me news of Kestaglir and recover my weapon.
The weapon you're home. Okay. Well, first of all, do I have any idea what the hell she's talking about?
You're not
I'm gonna struggle.
You haven't heard the word Kestaglir? You're not sure. She seems if you can, basically she says, bring me my scimitar and I will scorch out the corruption that destroyed my husband.
detect evil?
You do not get a sense of evil off of her. You get you know, you get it's not evil, but you get a sense of like absolute despair, like total unadulterated depression and despair and sadness is what you get from this thing.
And who slew your husband?
Baphomet's priestesses took this. The Drow Svendak is their leader.
Wait, okay, the Drow Svendak, is that the one we met up top?
Yeah, is that the one from up top?
No, you recognize her as a Bezrima of one of the major houses of Menzoberranzan. You're not sure why she's here. I think you got the idea that she's like a hostage, one of Lolth's hostages or something.
Oh, this is a different Drow she's mentioning.
This is a different Drow.
All right, so
Being the Drow, do I know the name?
The name Svendak? No, you never heard it.
okay, so I'm not gonna say we're making any deals here, just to be clear. But if there was a scimitar,
All of a sudden you hear Lothar from down the hall.
no making any goddamn deals.
Lothar, you want to head back?
Her
Where would I find a
head.
scimitar?
Her head does that nearly headless Nick thing where she kind of like tosses off to the side and she begins to approach. Help me. You must help me. You must help me.
I'm a paladin. That's what I do.
And she
Tell me what a
continues to
scimitar
come
is.
forward. She comes forward, and as she comes
I will-
closer, you become acutely aware. For one, it gets a lot colder. Two, you become acutely aware that there's no door there, keeping her in there. But the moment she reaches the sort of entrance as she's approaching you, you're sort of backing up a little bit, and she's just like, "Help me, help me." The moment she hits the doorway, she disappears.
All right.
The cold,
She herself can't leave.
the chill is still there, but the spirit or specter that this was is gone.
Like a haunt then?
It's some sort of weird haunt. I think she'll come back. I don't think she can't leave there on her own.
She said she'd bring her weapon and she will scorch out. It was a weird phrase. She says that she will scorch out the people who put her here, killed her husband, betrayed
And
her.
her weapon is a scimitar?
She said it was a scimitar, and she also said she was of Sarenraen. Sarenraen's the Dawnflower, so it could be that she has some powers of sunlight or something like that. It would explain the use of the word scorch.
Yeah, it sounds like it could be an ally to us at our time of need here. So I'm okay looking for her scimitar at the moment, but
Do you guys want to go in there and check out the area?
Oh,
no,
No.
no.
All right, let's go back up to the top where Lothar and Fletcher are looking in on the dead creature. Lothar, you are almost certain it is a deva, a type of angel, and it looks like it has come out lagging in a fight against demons. You're not sure of that it was killed by the guards here. It was torn a lot. It looks like it was scratched, torn, bitten. You're suspecting that there were other kinds of demons that did this. The odd thing is that the door, although the body has been left here potentially to rot, you think maybe the door to the cell is still closed.
Right. That's the weird thing. Why would you put a corpse in a cell and put a force field over it?
All I think is not a corpse per se. It's a ghost projection that can't leave the cell for whatever.
No. They're talking about the other
I'm
cell.
talking about the
Oh, I'm
diva.
sorry.
I'm talking about
Not all about you, Fflashheart.
I'm talking about the apparent dead angel up here.
Send me an angel.
I was hoping at some point that the rest of the group would come up here so that I can try and get some consensus on if we want to try to help this angel.
You call them. I mean, they're just down the hall.
Well, yeah, I'll call out to the rest of the people to come up. If they're finished all and talking to their new invisible friends.
Be jealous.
It seems
I'm
like
not.
everybody's piling up invisible friends, Lothar. What the heck, man? I'll get
I-
you guys some.
I don't want invisible friends.
It's a way around the deal thing, right? You can't not make deals with invisible friends.
Well, and that's the whole thing. See, he makes all these invisible friends that talk to you in your head, so I can't stop you from doing something stupid. I mean, it's a fairly obvious ploy.
What's that?
I thought it was actually
I
quite
can
clever.
I can be stupid without that.
If everything was out loud, I could counsel you against making those decisions, but
Hey,
if it's
Mike.
all in your head,
That's the mind flayer.
That little tube thing, ball thing?
Yeah, the
No, I put
That's
the
just
ball.
a light source.
Those are the light sources.
Okay.
Oh,
the thing to the north of Storm
Mhm.
is the thing that looks like a mind flare.
But the gold ball thing is just a light source.
Oh,
Yeah,
saw
I just
you.
popped some light source in the hallway so we could see you on the
Like-
video.
Okay, am I gonna have to attack something or what?
Attack the light.
I attack the darkness.
Magic missile.
You're not there.
Leave my light sources alone, you stupid dragon.
Can I have a Mountain Dew?
Yes.
No,
Just go get one.
you'll get nothing like it.
Are there any girls there?
Are there any girls in the bar?
There are. I want to do
Do
them.
them.
Oh. Best. Dead AOWives Watchtower.
Gosh.
But yeah,
Has-
so I
Has
mean,
Flashheart made it up here yet? Is Flashheart intending on making it up here?
Flashheart.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was
He's still talking to
was
the.
reminiscing, hello,
His
where do I
girlfriend.
find your scimitar?
And he's still
Hello?
talking to nearly headless Nikki.
Yeah.
nearly head.
Yeah, Fletcher, you want to come up north and join us?
All right, I'm there. I'm with the cool kids.
Okay,
Fletcher's
so
there already.
so you can see. Well, he just moved. So you
I'm
can
at
see-
Flashheart.
Oh,
All
so
the
now
fl-
the paladin can see the what looks like a defeated angel too. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's dead, right?
well, I'm
It's
about to find
certainly
out.
not moving. It looks. Yeah, it's.
It's got a big red X on it.
I
Yeah,
got
wings of-
Iomedae and powers. Do I have can I feel if it's dead or mostly dead?
Well, it is definitely dead. So, and as you reach in there, you realize it is definitely a creature of Iomedae. You're not sure why it's here or why it came here or what happened to it, but it looks pretty dead. It's definitely Iomedaean. It's an Iomedaean demon.
What would Iomedae want me to do in a situation? Is there a way to release its spirit from this horrible place? Or?
I don't know. Give me a knowledge religion.
They say it's already dead.
All right, 1 second. Damn.
Well, like you said, now's a good time to test your theory as far as disabling the cell.
I can start digging through if you
I
It
agree.
want.
also feels like a trap, though.
That's not a bad roll for Fflashheart.
It isn't a bad roll for that Fflashheart. So
No studying.
Fflashheart knows that these soldiers of Iomedae are powerful, and your thought is, Fflashheart, if that potentially
fucked.
if you brought this back or somehow managed to retrieve its soul back into its body somehow, it could be an incredibly valuable ally. It might be able to. Well, they certainly have powers that you guys probably do not, and might be able to help you both find the Herald, or maybe even bring back the Herald, or if necessary, kill the Herald.
That sounds like our kind of party. So,
Well, we got-
Ilendar, I think there's a time to try option A, which is dig through the wall.
Okay.
What do you
Yeah.
think? You up
Flip
for
on-
that?
Start digging through the wall.
Okay.
Well, here's
Doggy paddling?
here's sort of another question,
About right here where I'm at.
because we've been at this for a while, so I'm guessing, although I don't think there are many on here now, the spellcasters have got to be getting pretty low. I know I am.
I'm at about 2/3 of my spells left, so I'm
Okay.
I'm
never
still
mind.
okay, but my second level spells I'm almost out of, but
Because what we've been told is we can pass through these things from the front side, but then we're trapped trying to get back out, right?
right.
Right.
So my
Yeah. In
idea
fact,
is-
there was one instance where one guy got pushed into one of the guards.
right, and then
it-
he got eaten because he couldn't escape.
Right.
But we've got the ability to tunnel through the wall if that works.
If that works.
So
I would want to test it going from the outside.
Well, exactly. But what I'm saying is if you test that, if we all go in here, meaning that the tunnel through the wall thing is successful, then this would be a place we might actually be able to rest
Okay.
and just
Okay.
have like minimal guards in case somebody shows up and brings
Well,
down the barrier.
We
Right.
can make this whole yeah, exactly, the barrier, but
We can put out Jennifer's tent, right, and just pop it in the corner or whatever and jump in.
Well, Jennifer's not here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I granted, but I'm just saying.
'Cause see,
Technically, in the
the other,
future.
Excellent
thing-
plan, except.
yeah, the other thing I'm thinking is if we can get in here where we can rest, then when I do prayers after the rest, I can get resurrection and try to bring back the angel. And then
actually we've got the body. So raised dead would work. That's much cheaper.
well, either way, I could try to bring
Depending
it
on when
back.
it died, right?
Yeah, try to bring it back and then heal it up. And then we, in theory, have an Iomedae ally.
Nice. I like that plan. All right, let's you want to dig us a little hole?
Like I said, I'm gonna right where I'm at, I'm gonna start trying digging through to the other room.
I am going to stand guard on the other side of Ilendar. Oh no, he's got Storm there. Well, either way, I'm gonna stand guard a little farther down the hall for the second. Just make sure nothing starts creeping on us.
Okay.
Right here.
Uh,
Where is Gato, by the way? Is he invisible somewhere in this hallway?
no.
Nope.
Oh, no, he's not visible. Well, no, he's not yet.
He's stealing
I'm
something.
not visible yet.
I'll call him out. Gato, you around here somewhere?
All right. So Ildar, what spell are you using?
Yeah, I'm right in front of you now.
Just the gloves.
In front of me?
The gloves.
Actually, I am right behind you, between
does-
you and Storm. I am right next to you.
I'm just gonna communicate to you that my little conversation with Ghost Lady down there saying she's looking for a scimitar. If you come across a scimitar, will you let us know? You know, I
will
don't
do
care
that.
what you pick up. I'm all good. Yeah, but I don't need to, I have radiance. I'm all good, but I'd like to find her scimitar if possible.
If I come across the scimitar, I will let you know as quickly as possible.
Thank you, sir.
So if you need to look to see what happens, Les, it's gloves of shaping.
yeah.
So anything stone, wood, leather, and so on,
Mhm.
make it as soft as it were clay. So basically just start,
Yeah.
peeling stuff out of the wall.
Okay.
Um,
So I mean, are you basically creating a new doorway, or are you like a tunnel, or are you just
I'm just
pushing
doing
the
a tunnel.
stone out of the way, or?
This is just a proof of concept right now. So literally I'm just making a hole, probably no more than a couple foot, I'm just
Hey, Fflashheart,
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So-
the hole out.
as long as we're being helpful, if you come across any sort of gerbil, rodent, guinea pig, or anything like that that you need to hold captive, I've got some handcuffs and leg irons for it.
Is this sort of a weekend hobby you want to tell us about, Gato? or-
That was very subtle the way you brought that up. I'm encouraged.
I
Well-
like that Fflashheart would just stare at you blinking for about 30 seconds before he
Stare in
responds.
my direction.
Like, are you, is this some sort of a weekend hobby that we should be
No, I just,
aware of?
you told me to keep an eye out for a scimitar, and I'm going
Yeah.
to do that. But also, I want to let you know that I have found these BDSM outfit,
For a gerbil?
leggings and handcuffs for what would
Irons,
seem
leg
to be
irons.
leg irons
Yeah.
for something that would fit about the size of a guinea pig or hamster,
Do you have brownie or something?
perhaps a
Yeah.
small pixie, or something like that.
Duly noted. Duly
Always
noted.
start conversations this way.
Yeah.
No, he started it with the scimitar, looking for that.
Are you still invisible when you're telling me this, or
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm still invisible.
I'm just gonna make uncomfortable eye contact with Storm while you're telling me this? Like,
Right through me.
yeah, like I'm on it, Gato. I'm your guy.
Okay.
Side eye.
All right. So Ilendar, you put the gloves on. I'm assuming you don't wear them all the time.
No.
Because then you're just like, you grab on something and just,
can't
I
put
just
them on.
wanted a drink.
I just wanted to go pee and I ripped my dick off.
The touch of Midas in reverse, the touch of shit. So you basically, you sort of take the gloves and you just sort of bury them in the stone and you
And
sort
you
of
start
scoop
raking
it back.
stuff
And it becomes so malleable that you kind of like, the problem is once you release what you've moved, it turns back to stone. So what you end up doing is you're pulling wads of stone out of the wall, and you're sort of pushing it down towards the ground. But what it's doing is sort of, it's connecting with the other stonework that still exists sort of below the hole, and sort of lumping up. So it becomes stone again when you pull your thing, and you pull your gloves out, and you go back to get another grab of it, and there's like a big lump of stone that's forming underneath it because you're just sort of like pulling it out and pushing it down. Now you could pull it out all the way and sort of throw it in the corner of the thing, and I'm assuming you start doing that so you don't get this big hump in the stone there. But yeah, eventually you as you continue to sort of burrow through, you realize that these walls are probably 2.5 feet thick. So at the end, you're sort of really reaching in there and kind of pulling it away and that kind of stuff and getting it out of the way. But yeah, you eventually are able to open up a hole about 2 feet in diameter or so, and you can put your hand, you strip off one of the gloves and sort of put your hand through there, and your hand seems to be definitely not only it seems definitely inside the cell, and through the hole, if you kind of like cock your eye over there, you could see the body of the creature.
Okay. I am going to dismiss Storm for a second.
Okay.
Under something small, like a cat,
Ouch!
like that.
He didn't say dragon. He said storm.
Oh, you said
And then
dragon.
just basically
He tricked you.
let the animal go in there, make sure the animal go completely in the room, wander around, and then call the animal back to me to make sure it can come back out the hole. And
So
it
you summon like a cat or something like that?
like a cat or a small dog.
Okay.
Let it go in the room, run around, let's make sure it can come back completely out that same hole.
Okay. So all right. So Storm goes away. And you guys are like, feeling a little vulnerable here. I hope Les doesn't bring in a whole bunch of new guards to come attack us.
Perfect time.
We need our dragon to do that kind of stuff.
She doesn't, even though she's not here.
It's not, yeah.
Well, I mean, I think the rest of the party steps up. Like I said, Storm's not there to slap you. Everybody's, I think Lothar's probably the front of the line.
Someone
too.
like, we're forming one of those airplane lines to beat the crap out of you.
But yeah, so you summon essentially a house cat, and it's like, and you sort of lift it up, and it sort of leaps into the room. It kind of potters around a bit, kind of goes over to the body of the
Dead bird starts eating it.
It's kind of like see if it's like, and you're like, come here, baby, come back. And it kind of turns around and kind of like and jumps up into the hole, and seemed to work. Okay. It did not seem blocked in any way.
All right, I just want to make sure that there wasn't some kind of magic that went through the walls, and once someone went in, still couldn't come back through the walls.
It's a supernatural cat that listened to you to come back.
I thought about that. If I said that, I said, actually, I want a small dog because
you want a small dog.
Like,
have a chance of listening to me.
Cat just basically licking its privates right in front of you.
It does that one leg in the air kind of thing.
Yeah. You like that?
Okay.
Does that cat thing of like, I'm certain that you guys would like to look at my butthole.
Yeah.
So with that, I spend a minute to bring Storm back, and then start digging the hole bigger that we can actually fit through.
Okay, it's a while. It takes
hang on
to
a
do
second.
that. Go ahead.
Is the hole big enough for us to get through without Storm?
It's about 2 feet in diameter. So yeah, I mean you wouldn't be able to walk through it, but you could certainly throw yourself through it.
But
or you can throw Gato through it.
It might be good to have something that small because all of the guards would be too big to fit through it.
Oh, something defensible is what you're thinking?
Yeah, that's why I'm still thinking about using this room as a place that we can camp. So if all there is a 2-foot hole, none of these big ass guards are going to be able to fit through it.
Right.
No, that's true. No, they're all much larger than that.
And the force field is still up unless they bring a key. And obviously we're going to have guards anyway, but I'm thinking that makes it more defensible.
Right.
Provided you leave Storm gone, we can all shimmy through there and you can bring Storm back inside the room if you want to.
Right.
Hey, Mike, can't you use prestidigitation to clean it up a little bit in here?
No.
I know we're all used to charnel houses to sleep in, but it'd be nice to have a little of blood off the floor.
Yeah, I'm not that kind of a summoner.
Somebody had prestidigitation. Who is that?
That would be, I think it was Bardos who had that.
Yeah.
Bardo has everything.
Bardos. Oh,
So if this hole is done, I would like to go in.
Okay.
Yeah, you might have
that's what he said.
Yeah, so I can shimmy through and then go over where I can do a more thorough inspection of the deva.
All right, so you're gonna advise Ilindar to not make the hole any bigger, and then you're gonna sort of squeeze in there after the cat comes back out and sort of like
Yeah.
check around.
Well, I'm gonna squeeze in there and so like I said, so I can take a closer look at this diva. I'm thinking if the hole's big enough for all of us to get through,
Mhm.
we should just use that and not make it huge because then it's more defensible. In case guards show up, they're too big to
Right.
get through it. So we won't have to worry about them. Like I said, unless they bring a key to drop the force
But
field.
they wouldn't do that first. They'd come try and get to us and then have to go back for it.
So
Right.
Gatto's got a familiar that'll fit his S&M gear he's got there. Good luck trying to put handcuffs on that cat.
All right, that is that right, Gatto?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Can you put Storm back?
I don't want to.
I know you don't.
Inside the room.
Reminding you.
The storm won't fit in the room with all of us.
Yeah, Storm can stay out
She
here.
doesn't need to rest though, does she, per se?
No.
She can just stay in the hallway.
Well, whenever I sleep, she goes away.
Okay.
She's only around when I'm conscious and
Just-
for
Well, aren't we about to try to go unconscious here?
Yes.
several rounds after I.
Don's like, yes, absolutely. Go unconscious.
What's your sleep schedule? We should definitely sleep in on shifts.
Hold on, let me get my guinea pig BDSM gear out. You guys are going to sleep. I'll be over here in the corner.
Ball gag.
All right, so right now, Gatto and Lothar are inside. Storm has been materialized back outside. Ilindar, you clamber through the hole as well.
Yeah, if we're gonna rest in here, then yeah.
Okay. You can see by those little yellow areas is sort of where the hole is in between there. What about the rest of you?
I'm waiting for Lothar to examine the diva and make a determination.
I would like to do a heal check to see if I can determine if it is recently dead enough that raised dead would be of value or if it needs true resurrection.
I'll do praying and whatnot at Iomedae for guidance.
So 18.
18. Creatures of this nature typically would not, I mean, these are powerful religious creatures, right? Your Erastil, you have some familiarity with Erastil's creatures of this nature. This is definitely an Iomedaean creature, right? Iomedae is one of those martial, lawful good martial goddesses who, she's definitely a warrior goddess. Whereas Erastil is more of like nature and the natural process and stuff like that. And you've encountered some of Erastil's minions. This is not the sort of minion that Erastil would have. It's just not his nature. As you sort of examine it, you realize that the likelihood of a spell like Raise Dead is probably not going to work. Not necessarily because it's not quite powerful enough, although that's certainly a possibility, but because of the difference, a combination of power and source. Your guess is that it may not be powerful enough, but Erastil might not have the kind of celestial influence over a creature like this that would allow a spell of that type to work. Your guess is that it would not Raise Dead.
He's got two thumbs up and might know something about Iomedae's people. What you said that basically if we could reconnect its soul to its body, we could potentially raise it. Where would we find its soul if it's not here?
Well, its soul's not here. I mean, if it was killed, technically it's a creature like this was just an extraplanar creature anyway. So then we get into cosmology, right? When mortal creatures are killed, their souls go to Pharasma. They go to the tower and the boneyard for adjudication, essentially. Pharasma determines where that person in the multiverse, where that person's soul or spirit is supposed to go. If you are an evil person, you go to the hells and become one of those little goo dudes, and then are tortured by demons or devils.
Lemur.
Yeah, lemur. Yeah. If you're a good person, you go to one of the heavens or something like that, and you become maybe not a diva like this, but you become a different sort of otherworldly creature. these kinds of creatures are not mortal creatures in the traditional sense. And since you guys are on the plains, what has likely occurred is this creature was killed here, and it could be one of two things. If it was summoned here, its soul was sent back to wherever it comes from for a century and a day to consider the mistakes that it had made. If it was not summoned here, if it came here on its own accord, and you know, and you know, as you guys are sort of talking about this, I mean, Lothar, you know that the summoning of a creature of this level of magnitude from a religious standpoint is incredibly powerful.
But
it's
also,
a huge spell.
If it were summoned here and killed, its body would have gone by now.
It would have disappeared back to
Could
its
have,
plane.
yep.
Yeah.
Right. So it was brought here, possibly as another one of the victims of whatever happened on the battlefield that caused the herald to be captured. So it was captured and brought here, not summoned to this plane.
Or it came here on its own.
Either way, or it came here on its own.
But yeah, that being the case, its spirit is probably back somewhere, but disembodied in some way. Creatures like this are not adjudicated by Pharasma. They are given back to their master deities. So
Right.
Iomedae might in some fashion be guarding the spirit of this creature, which means technically you could retrieve that soul and re-embody it. But Lothar, your thought is that Raised Dead's not going to be powerful enough.
Well, that's what Raised Dead does.
Kind of.
It's also what Resurrection does. There's no delineation of any of that. I mean, it's fine to throw that in there, but Raised Dead brings a creature back that's been dead for less than a day per level of the caster. And it says, provided that the soul is willing to return.
Right.
Right.
So unless when they killed this thing, they did something to trap its soul so that it didn't go back to Iomedae.
Correct.
Or now that its soul is back with Iomedae, it wants no more party to this.
Or it's
just
been dead for more than 15 days.
Right. Or it's been dead for more than 15 days, which was what the heal check was, to try and determine how long I think this creature's been dead. To determine
Oh, I didn't see that. Did I give you an answer to that question?
No.
He
Okay.
asked it right before we got into this theological discussion.
16 days.
How long? What was the heal number?
15.5.
18 was my heal
8
roll.
number. So it's hard. It's hard to tell because your understanding of these types of creatures is that they don't decompose in the same manner that fleshly creatures do. I mean, honestly, it could have been done yesterday. It could have been done a year ago. What you do know is that it has been, what did we say? It's been about 25 days since the terrestrial days on the prime material plane, but 25 to 30 days since the herald was taken, I think. So like 3 weeks or so, 3 to 4 weeks. So if it was, so to your theory, if it was taken in the same episode in which Waxberry was brought here and the herald was brought here, then that would have been, it could be as much as close to closing it on 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, certainly.
Right. So the other thing that we can do is just take components from the body, even just a couple of feathers, and then it can be resurrected at any time using resurrection. Because that spell doesn't have, hang on, let me verify that. I'm pretty sure that spell doesn't have.
It does have a limit, but it's like,
It's a long limit, and it's as long as you have any piece of the creature left. Functions like Raised Dead, except you're able to restore life and complete strength to any deceased creature. The conditions of the remains is not a factor so long as some small portion of the creature's body still exists. Let's see. It can be resurrected, but the portion receiving the spell must have been a part of the creature's body at the time of death.
Mm-hmm.
So unless a creature hit by a disintegrate spell, etc., you might not have parts for. But anyway, the creature can have been dead no longer than 10 years per caster level.
So 150 years.
So 150 years.
It certainly hasn't been 150 years.
Right. So we're past Raised Dead just because of the time limit, but resurrection would work. And at this point, resurrection could be, I could get the paladin to collect some of the feathers and some of them maybe muscle. I don't know. Be like whatever, nice to it. What's the word I'm looking for? Respectful.
Mhm.
Wrap it up, and then I can try to resurrect it later if you don't want to try to do it now.
I don't think there's a point in doing it later.
It's certainly a feasible option.
I think if we're going to do it, we need to do it now.
And I'm good with that, provided we have everything I need.
Can you do resurrection?
Yes,
You have the diamonds?
that's what I meant by provided we have the things that I need.
You check in your diamond pouch, they're
I-
all missing.
Yeah.
You go to Gatto and get them back.
We go to Gatto.
You want these? Oh, okay.
We go to Gatto, kick his
Yeah, those
ass,
were
take
for
the
a reason.
diamonds back.
You're shaking them upside down. Diamonds are falling out. This little SMN gear comes out like, Gato, is there something you want to tell us?
No, I've always.
Now what you think?
Money.
I have not taken that one gem since this morning. So, and I gave it back to you guys.
He just tries to keep his hands to, you try to keep yours fresh in the trade craft, right?
And I know for a fact at this point that Mike has sort of portioned out what we need for resurrection and kept one aside in
Yeah,
case it was needed for one of us.
I've kept a lot more than one aside.
Well, I get that, but I don't know what you're keeping from us. I just know
But
you're
you know
keeping
you got at
track.
least one.
And I know that you're always keeping at least one set of, or one diamond of a value high enough to do resurrection in case one of us gets killed. Or
Yep.
I should say one of you, because I think I'm the only one that can resurrect.
Right. No, if you get killed, me and Bardo can do plane shift. We get you and your body back out. We have someone else help us, and then we
There you
come
go.
back.
So yeah, I can do the resurrection. We should have a diamond of the appropriate value,
Yes.
and I can do it after a rest because I didn't memorize resurrection for today. So I would need to rest and pray.
Now, if memory serves, we do have one particular gem. I don't know if it's a diamond or something, but it's like 25,000 gold piece value or something like that, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's in addition to the.
And just so I know, who currently is carrying that, and what is their sleep schedule?
Your sleep schedule. I love that.
Storm,
When will you be
Storm-
asleep next?
Storm is carrying that, and the
Illendar
dragon
carrying
doesn't sleep.
Yeah, Ellendar's carrying that, and he checks it frequently. And Storm's going to come visit you if he ever does.
I think we're missing a slap.
What are you missing?
We didn't. Nobody said the word.
I did.
what?
I
The
said
dragon?
the dragon's caught the diamond, and the dragon doesn't sleep.
Oh, so it's two, and one for flinching.
Ow!
Well, apparently you're into it.
So
Little light bell play for Gato. 50
and he'll
shades of
just
Gato.
he'll take that experience and then put it on his gerbil or whatever he's got linked up over there in his little tiny BDSM stuff.
50
50
shades of
50
gray
shades of
morality.
hamster.
Yeah, 50 shades of gray morality.
All right, so you've got the materials to do resurrection. You're pretty sure it's going to work, but you need to rest and get concentrated. You've got
This feels like
pretty-
something I should be able to add something +2 to or bonus to being a paladin on scene for.
You'll have to be
Iomedae
part of the.
creature.
You'll have to be part of the ritual because I mean, Lothar doesn't have connections to Iomedae. Essentially, at least in
I can be the
part.
go-between.
Yeah, at least in part, the resurrection spell is essentially petitioning a deity to send back a spirit. And so in this case, not only will Lothar have to petition Erastil for the power itself to do so, but you'll be needed to actually help to send that entreaty to Iomedae herself to see if she will release the spirit of this creature back to you. So yeah, you'll have to be there as part of. You'll have to assist.
Scalpel, forceps.
Hammer. All right, so so you guys are
chisel.
thinking about resting.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, and we're for the sake of argument. I mean, are you guys going to do that same sort of thing, or Chuck? Did you created a extra dimensional place that you guys stayed in last time, right?
No, I can, except that the problem with mine is it requires me to plane shift us there.
Ah,
And so
okay.
when I try to plane shift us back, we're going to get hijacked and sent back to the welcome center.
Yep.
Because all plane shift that comes into this plane of existence is not allowed to go where you intend it. Even if you
Right.
pinpoint, it goes back to the welcome center. So I can't do that for us. Which is why I've been trying to find a spot that we could defend
hmm
after we've cleared out this area to hopefully be able to get in the requisite amount of rest. Because at this point, I start basically every day down a whole bunch of spells because I have to block off the 4 we need for planar adaptation and protection from various sorts of nasty things.
Right.
Unpleasant was what I was going for.
Yep.
So when you screw up unpleasant and nasty, you get unnasty, which sounds much better somehow.
Yeah, I like it.
Unless I sent you something for a little later.
I'm checking it out.
So if we're good with this, then I'm going to curl up and try to rest and let the paladin and whomever else our murderous barbarian, let them stand watch.
Okay. Sounds good. And the rest of you are doing anything interesting?
I'm sleeping.
Starting.
I'm gonna, yeah, I think, I'll take watches with Fletcher because I don't think we need as much sleep as everybody else.
Hey, Les,
Yeah.
I need you to tell me how much damage was done to Fletcher's sword so I know how much time it's going to take me to fix it.
I'd have to look back through my notes. A significant amount. It's bent significantly to the point that it's causing damage. So that it's causing reductions in his damage.
Don't we have some spare weapons in a bag somewhere, or we melt everything down?
This weapon is not just an everyday weapon, but
I know it's
Yeah.
not, but it's got to be better than using this damage weapon, or no? Just maybe
No.
I have 6 + 1
Still no.
unholy longswords, but I wouldn't recommend them.
yeah, no.
If you duct tape them all together, it's a +6 unholy longsword.
It's like that sword that Hawk the Slayer's dad uses.
Yeah.
Or what's the one that shoots the blades? Was that Hawk the Slayer? It's not.
That
No.
was Hawk the Slayer, but the 3 blades, one would shoot out.
Yeah, one shoots
Yeah.
out.
Is that
Awesome.
Jack Palance is the bad guy in that?
Yep.
It's not his dad. It's his
That Lady
brother. I got that wrong. It's his brother. It's
Hawk
Jack
the Slayer
Palance.
and Lady Hawk mixed up in my head.
Yeah. That was
Jack Palance is the bad guy in Hawk the Slayer.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But he's
The other one
Hawk's Hawk's brother, not his dad.
Right.
All right. So you guys split up the thing. Most of you. So when those of you who go out on watch, do you go out in the hallway, or do you stay inside and just sort of peer through the doorway kind of thing?
That's a good question. If Storm disappears
Stay
while
inside. Storm is only going to be there whenever Ilandar's awake.
Yeah.
Okay.
if Storm is in the hallway, then no, I will not be there. But if Storm is left, I'm wondering if it's a good idea to be in the hallway or not. What do you think, guys?
No.
I would
I'll
think
stay-
no.
I'll just stand
Oh,
guard.
no.
I'll just stand guard next to the hole.
Everybody stays in here.
Stay
Radiance
in,
with the pokey end ready to go.
yeah,
Okay.
stay in the defensible area.
And
That was the
just so you
whole
know,
point.
I'm going to be spending whatever downtime I've got
Mhm.
to work on the sword.
Okay.
So
In
you
what
let me know
sense are you working at? What are you like using mending spells or stuff like that, or something
Yeah,
a little tougher?
It's basically using crafting and the craft magical arms and armor feat that I've got.
Okay.
We're all trying to
So-
sleep. He's got a mini forge out there.
Basically-
Clang!
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the problem is you probably don't have the right tools unless you do. I mean, do you
It's
carry
in the-
around like Bardos
yeah,
does with the
hole.
lab?
Yeah, it's in the portable hole.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna say that. Give me a D20 roll real quick with your Arcana bonus.
With my Arcana bonus.
Mm-hmm. Because you're.
Wouldn't it be
you're
craft
using-
Yeah, magic
Weapons?
magic arms and weapons.
Yeah, but you don't get a bonus for that. There's no numbers assigned to it. It's really he's He's using magical means to repair the sword.
Okay.
He's not a blacksmith, where he's straightening it that way. He's using magical means. So yeah, give me a with your knowledge Arcana bonus. Give me a D20.
Hang on, because I got a bonus for the feet.
25. You had some success. You've gotten it better. Fletcher, remind me, what penalties are you facing right now because of it?
-4 to hit.
Okay. You've been able to do some repairs, but it's not all 100% yet. The -4 goes down to a -2 due to this, but you probably think that you need another day's work, another evening's work on it to get it all 100%.
So when Fletcher wakes up, I'll give it to you, and it's straight now. It just still isn't quite.
It's
Straightish.
improved. I'll take it.
If your sword is bent for more than 4 hours, please contact Ellendar.
Seek a drow, yeah, for consult your drow for remedy. All right, so you guys are sort of like hunkered down, maybe pull out some little food and stuff like that. Okay. All right, cool.
Use that, Gatto.
I'll get back to you on that. No, it's not got him.
Less, I'm pretty much just going to attack him because I know it's probably something he deserves.
All right, so
I wait until Storm disappears because that way I know you're asleep.
all right, you guys are you kind of pass a couple of hours without anything. You kind of fall into a routine. You're making some food, you're relaxing a little bit, some people are asleep. Ellendar is working on a sword, and he's sort of focused, and Storm is sort of in the hallway, kind of watching and kind of thing. She's actually hunkered down back, and I'm going to assume that she's hunkered down sort of at the end of the hallway to keep things from doing. You don't hear or see anything untoward for several hours. At one point, though, Ellendar Storm gives you sort of a trouble, and Storm tells you that he sees one of the guards kind of come around the corner of the other side. It's down the hall. Can you see it?
Yep.
All right. It stomps up here and looks around and looks into this doorway, and you hear it say something. You don't hear anything from inside, and it kind of like looks around and then it goes back and turns and goes back around the corner, out of sight.
But wasn't the language that
It's the language they speak, but it's sort of Storms. You don't speak Infernal or Abyssal, right?
I speak all, yeah.
You do.
Storm does too.
Storm does too. All right, so it's basically like prisoner. It basically said, "Prisoner, what transpired here? What happened? What befell the guards?" And you don't hear every response from the prisoner. He says, "Prisoner, I asked you a question. What transpired with the guards? What has come through here? What is to be done? Was it the prime material creatures?" You don't hear any response. It's like, "You will be punished severely for your reticence. Once again, I ask, was it the primes that came through here that killed the guards?" You don't hear anything. It's like, you are a turd in the punch bowl. And he sort of
my
walks.
bro demon he's talking to over there?
And he walks out and kind of goes away, around the way. As far as you could tell, he did not see Storm down at the end of the hallway. He only came as far as that one cell where that
Mind flare.
that mind flare looking dude is in, yelled some questions at it, and then went away.
Okay.
Gotta follow him.
Well, Storm could let me know without talking, and then I would whisper up to everyone in the room who's awake and let them know what was going on.
Yeah,
Okay.
Gatto, follow him. Maybe he'll take you to the door to the next level.
You tell me that?
I'm asleep. I'm just tormenting you.
Oh, okay.
But you could go all invisible and stealthy and find out where he goes. That could be useful information.
And leave breadcrumbs for the rest of us.
Nope.
He's probably
Like an evil
busy
husband.
looting your pack while you're asleep.
And then if Gatto gets seen, he's got nobody there with him. So then we'll need another diamond.
We are lawful good creatures. I don't mind brewing. We tormenting God. We gotta.
No, Lothar's asleep. This is me tormenting Don.
Don, yeah.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna rule that okay.
I'm gonna
Go-
rule
I'm
that
not going.
okay.
The guy with the
Not
book of
going.
My
Paladin's
character's
can and
asleep.
can't
It's
do.
me tormenting Don.
Yeah.
I am not lawful good.
I'm definitely not lawful good.
I just play one on TV.
Once in Reno, I shot a man just to watch him die.
All right, so that's the first few hours, right?
Yeah, after that, you don't nothing happens. I mean, there's no obvious kinds of things. You don't hear anything down in your sort of zone. Nobody comes back around. It's just that one instance about 4 hours into the rest where you guys, there's this one guard comes around and says, what happened? Was it the primes? Was it those people from the prime material plane that came through here? And, it doesn't sound like the creature told them anything.
That's my bro. My demon bro.
On the other hand, it didn't talk to you guys either.
Oh, wrong
No,
one.
that's the mind flayer
Nobody
guy.
cares.
So maybe he's just not the chatty kind.
Yeah. He's got bigger things to worry about. All right, so are we done with our rest?
Yeah, I mean, it goes through and you guys do not, nobody comes down that way. You don't see anything. Storm doesn't see anything more. You actually send Storm back and are able to get a little bit of sleep. And Storm kind of goes away and, comes back later when you wake up. So everybody kind of gets some rest. It's a little weird that you guys are in this place and sleeping sort of openly, but it works.
All right, so
And even though, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say I'll get up and do my prayers,
Mhm.
get all my spells back, swap out the one that I need for resurrection.
Okay.
The spells that I have earmarked for planar adaptation and the protection from environment or whatever it is, I'll just keep those locked off. So if we don't need it right now because of where we are, we will probably need it soon. If
Well,
once we
if you have
leave
to
the
make an
prison-
escape, it depends on how you make your escape.
So at this point, I'll probably just cast those spells anyway.
Okay.
That way, if we do need to sort of exit stage left really quick, we're not going to run into oxygen deprivation and freezing to death and all of that. So I'll
Right.
put on the same standard of planar adaptation and protection from cold that we had before.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
and
Yeah.
then-
Ultimately, it depends on how you guys leave.
Right.
And what happens there. Ilendar, I'm sorry, go ahead. What were you saying, Chuck?
I was just saying, in order to be safe, I'll just keep putting those on us.
Okay. All right, cool.
You don't have to
Ilendar-
ask.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Ilendar, give me a quick perception check when you get a moment.
Okay. Before the perception check,
Uh-huh.
he's slap Gatto upside the head.
Okay. If you feel that's worthwhile, of
Oh,
course.
that's totally worthwhile.
A free action for all of us now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I sent Ilendar a private message saying, here, this fell out of your pack while you were sleeping.
All right. Yeah. No. There you go. Yeah. He did that. So he hands it back to you, I guess,
What's the perception check for?
to see if you saw him do it.
Did I see him do it?
You were sleeping. I waited for Storm to go to disappear before I did.
Okay.
He's good. As ne'er-do-wells do.
Or Vanguard.
He has the luck of a lady devil from some other demon city.
25 was your check?
36.
36.
36? Oh, 36 down here, yep.
All right. So You guys see Lothar's preparing. He has his various religious accoutrements. He's praying and chanting, and doing all those things. The room smells like fir trees and soil. And he calls Fflashheart over. Now is the time for you to petition the Iomedae for the soul of this creature. Do what you will.
I will make my special Iomedaean symbols here. Yeah, they're giving it a shocker. I can't even. I was trying to do a shocker.
The Iomedae shocker.
Iomedae shocker.
It's the worst one.
She said she's a martial goddess, right? So that's right up her alley.
Oh yeah.
So
to speak.
Yeah. She's no blushing virgin. I'm gonna petition her like, oh, Iomedae, look, we have one of your creatures here. I think it really helps on our quest to find our herald, and I will convey any other information I have about the herald if I can during this prayer. And please send that soul back to us and to aid us on our quest, and bring one of your holy creatures back into a useful purpose, as all of us who serve wish to be. Yada yada.
You feel a power begin to course within you, and radiance begins to glow with a light that you have never seen it glow with before. The same sort of yellow golden light, but also a tinge of white, bright white light at the core of the sword as you hold it out, and you're like, I'm starting to feel it. Lothar, the smell of fir trees and pine needles and the earth, and you are beginning to see around the edges of the room. You can see sort of like, it's almost like, you remember, in like The Day After, the movie. Remember the movie The Day After, where the bombs went off and you could see sort of the bones x-rayed between people when they were getting blown up.
The morning after.
No, it's The Day After.
The Day After is a
after?
climate catastrophe movie. It's the morning after.
No, The Day After was the one with Jason Robards where they blew up Kansas.
That's the morning after, isn't it? The day after tomorrow is the climate change one. Am I wrong?
The day after tomorrow. Either way, you begin to see sort of like in that sort of strange X-ray beyond. You can start to see beyond the walls of the cell. The stone almost becomes translucent. You see a great forest, and something that you recognize as the domain of Erastil and his creatures. And you can see in the distance a tall creature, impossibly tall, 20 feet high, off in the distance of it. The trees sort of dwarfed around him, and you can see you can only see it in silhouette, but its head is strewn with these enormous antlers that seem to point and glow with a greenish light that seems to come to you through the stones and infuse you with power. And you reach down, when you feel that power in your hands, you reach down, and the light from radiance, which all of you could see, kind of grows out and encompasses both Lothar's hands, and you could see Fflashheart sort of holding radiance. And Lothar, at that point, you take your hands and you put them on the chest and the forehead of the fallen creature, and you mumble the final phrases and the final words of the chant, which is in the oldest of old languages, and you begin to feel something coming. You pull back your hands, and the light from radiance pulls back. And at first you're just like, and then, all of the sort of the smell goes away and that kind of stuff. And you're sort of back in the room and you're like, did it work? And then all of a sudden you see the body begin to turn translucent, and it begins to fade. And then out from the sort of like ghostliness of this body, you see a creature sort of stand up. It just kind of like goes and levers up like on its ankles out of the body of the creature itself. And you immediately recognize that this is that creature, although intact rather than torn to shreds. And it looks at all of you, and this is what he looks like. Wings with gold and brownish tinge. He doesn't have the swords, but he's wearing this dark skin and a powerful sigil of Iomedae that Fflashheart you recognize as being one of the primary symbols of her creatures on its forehead, and it stands up and it looks at each of you, and it comes over. It doesn't have the swords, but it comes over to you, Lothar, and says, "You are of Erastil. You are Lothar of Erastil. This I know, for Iomedae has told me." And he reaches forward with his hands and he grabs your hand and clasps it in between both his hands and shakes it once. He says, "I thank you for bringing me back to the place that I fell. I am in yours and Erastil's debt for this service that you have done me." And he goes over to Fflashheart, and he looks at Fflashheart, and you can see he smiles, and he's like, "Fflashheart, beloved of Iomedae, it is good to meet you in person." Finally, he comes over and he embraces you, gives you a big hug. He says, "I apologize, I've forgotten my manners. My name is Malaika, and I am an angel of Iomedae. And I committed a very grave offense, a foolhardy offense that brought me here. I came here when I learned of the herald's capture. I came here on my own, for I am a warrior in Iomedae's great interplanar army. I came here on my own to try and rescue the herald of the goddess. She did not know of this, but I was captured. I fought as well as I could with my great hammer, which I have slain, under which many demons have been slain, and devils too. But my transgression, my foolhardiness gave me pride, and I was destroyed and sent back. But you have brought me here. But in Iomedae's custody, I have learned my lesson. I have learned a feeling that I have never known before, and that is humility." And he bows his head. "It is only in this way that I can honor the goddess. And so I pledge to you my service. I will aid you in this quest. I will help you rescue the herald. But I cannot raise my war hammer against these creatures anymore, not until I have redeemed myself by aiding you. I have sought glory for myself. My sin was hubris, and my weapon has been taken from me, my glorious hammer through which I have done so much good. I will aid you as best I can until I retrieve such hammer, and until the herald has been rescued. But you shall have that glory, not I. How, Lothar of Erastil, Fflashheart of Iomedae, may I serve you?"
That's a good question.
Take out a longsword and hand it out to see if he wants it.
"I cannot take it. Not those unholy blades that you have taken from the thing, you trickster. You filthy trickster. Give me those guinea pig-sized handcuffs and I shall put you in them."
Do you know where, or do you have the ability to find the location of the herald?
"I can sense him even now. He's below us, deep within this prison. The herald was a rare prize for Baphomet, and he would have put him down in the depths of this prison. No normal cell would be sufficient. He would want to go and gloat privately whenever he could. I can feel the herald. There is something very, very wrong with the herald now. I can sense it, a horrifying blackness at the very heart of the creature."
Lady Goodberries or whatever, Waxberry told us that they tortured the herald and tore his heart out, and he capitulated and joined Baphomet. And we feel that maybe if we joined him back to his heart, we could put him back together.
You see, when you tell him this news, it affects him physically. He drops to one knee and he puts his head in his hands. He's like, I knew that the herald could not stand against a creature of horror such as Baphomet. If we cannot save the herald, we must avenge him. That must be done, and I will aid you in any way that I can. But yes, Lothar of Erastil, I can sense the herald's presence. The great darkness at his heart screams for blood and pain and punishment. This I can feel. He is below us, deep below us.
And before you fell, did you have any experience with how to get to below us?
Sadly, my hubris was such that I came into the midst of guards and demons, and I thought that I might, in my power and glory, slay them all. I was overwhelmed. I never got further than only a few steps from where I materialized here in the prison. Go ahead.
Good angel, sir. You did not have a Fletcher on your side. Our Glabrazoo-ridden friend over there, our bedecked friend over there, is quite handy at dispatching said guards. So
he looks over at Fletcher and he says, "I can see the struggles that you have overcome. The struggles of blood, the struggles of flesh, the struggles of soul. I can see them.
Well, I'm not struggling anymore. I'm totally good with it.
I can see that yet within you. While you claim that you have resolved these, they are as yet unresolved."
hey, while we're checking people's alignment, I just look over my shoulder at Gatto. Wanna maybe put a couple words over our buddy over here? But fear not.
Shield.
Welcome to the Optimus Primes. We are the least prideful creatures on this wretched plane, and
I'm tweeting that. We are the least prideful creatures on this plane.
On this wretched plane. But I can see a few ways besides finding a way down and aiding us on our quest. Maybe you can look into the hearts of some of the creatures that are here, and deem them if they're worthy to release that may aid us, or just allow them to try to escape upon their own. I as a paladin don't want to see any creature imprisoned, even the most hellacious demons. However, I understand that may not be for the benefit of all to release everything from this prison once we are done here.
Once, centuries ago in the service of Iomedae, I saw a splendid movie called Cabin Fever. And this tale you tells me remind me of a scene in which the main characters of this movie were able to release creatures from their cells in a way that caused an enormous amount of carnage and chaos. It was in service of a good cause, but I wonder, the creatures here, perhaps it would be of similar nature.
Could be, but Waxberry, some of the others we met.
You have mentioned Waxberry, and I can see within you that she must be one of us. Although I don't know this woman, this priestess, if I am reading you correctly.
She could be a demon with a pretty face, or with a kind face. I don't know. That's
I do not sense that within you. I have not met her, but it is possible that she is a
There's also a servant of
Two-Face.
Sarenraen here who is looking for a scimitar to avenge her husband. And I'll give him the details because he might know something more about this than I do. Obviously, she seems pretty spiritually to us, but maybe by releasing her, she could be of benefit to us.
Sarenraen.
From another big ass fight.
I know the servants of Sarenraen, and they are like our own order, quite martial indeed in their own way. If this woman that you described was indeed a suicide out of despair, it's possible that she has left a mark upon the very stones of this prison, a mark that continues even after her body has been destroyed or succumbed to the depredations of time over flesh. If we may help her by the return of some weapon, then perhaps we should try it.
Oh, some really nice looking demons here. I mean, I like them, but I've been told I can't make deals with these guys anymore. So.
You mean nice looking in the fact that they seem to be pleasant to look upon and pure of spirit, or do they stir within you a certain
Weakness of the flesh.
a certain weakness of the flesh. For
Oh,
those creatures you should avoid. And at this point, he looks at Ilindar, quite with like those creatures we should avoid. Lord Drow.
I would say more of a at the balance thing.
Looks behind you.
I know I'm on team G over here, and I know they're on team B, but I feel like sometimes we help the balance out by helping out a bro once in a while. That's all I'm saying.
I have
This
known
is a paladin?
I have known situations where
I say it in very theological terms.
where evil and good may work together for a mutually beneficial arrangement. However, those arrangements, as Lothar I can see has told you on many occasions, those arrangements often are not undertaken in good faith from the evil side of the equation.
I know. What are you gonna do? I mean, that's where they're on team B.
That is why
Lothar's standing behind the angel going, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what's up?
Yeah, the Erastilian is wise beyond his years. He walks the earth of his God's plane with noble intent. And he claps you again on the shoulder.
All right, so maybe we bust out of our little hidey hole here, and what say we take every stone of this prison apart till we get to the Herald. Oh, secondarily, if you can sense things, you can sense the Herald. Perhaps you can sense his heart. That would be super helpful to see if we either could replace it and save him, or at least destroy it if we have to destroy him as well. Or perhaps take the heart back to Iomedae and say, we got some of him.
The Herald's heart is of Iomedae. If it is here, I may be able to sense it. Please be quiet while I concentrate. And you see him sort of focus. His eyes turn completely white as he sort of puts his hand up into the air, and he's like, oh, just sensing things and that kind of thing. You watch him for a few moments. He's, what is here? It is near to where they keep the Herald, but it is not in the cell that they have dumped that they have thrown him. Okay. I can see that the heart is surrounded by other items of value to Baphomet. It is a storehouse, a treasure house of some sort that he has put there. Though the treasures are not the sorts of treasures that most of us would see. Is neither gold nor silver that he keeps there. It is items that are important to him, that he keeps here in this prison, for he trusts none of his fellows or his lords. And you see him sort of snap out of it. It's like, the heart is here. It is in a different place, near to where the Herald is, but not in the same dungeon.
All right. Well, we're gonna bust out of here. We're gonna go cell by cell. If you see somebody that says, yeah, maybe we take a chance on this one, you let me know. We took a chance on you to come in here, so we're 1 for 1 so far.
I see the goodness of your rating, 1 for 1. It is true. You have done well to bring me back, and I will aid you in all things except for engaging in combat. For until I once again hold the hammer of my forebears, I can strike no creature, good nor evil. Can you
toss us into battle, or what are your strengths?
Toss you as a dwarf thrown by a ranger? Indeed, I can.
That could be cool. I don't have any flight power, so that might be useful.
He can fly. There's not a lot of room for flying in here, but he can fly.
All right. We'll save that for a special attack.
Fast pitched into battle by an angel.
I shall throw you as if Nolan Ryan's own fastball was behind you.
All right, so we can bail out of here.
Big unit.
Everybody's rested. Spells are back for everyone.
Yep. All right. That'll include Jennifer and Gordon, right? When they return.
Yeah, they will have gotten they will get their spells and their hit points, sure. Okay.
Yay!
All right.
Wake up from their drunken stupor to find that they have been fully restored.
So let's head out, because obviously there's at least one guard, from what Ilindar said, wandering about. He might not still be on this level, but we still need to figure out how to get off this level to go to the lower ones.
Let's Gatto, if you're gonna be out front, maybe scouting, but let's put at least me or Fletcher in the front, maybe the angel behind, because he's not gonna be in battle anyway, but he could at least engage, so, or at least be a shield to the spellcasters in the middle. that work?
I do have some powers that might be of use to you in this.
Really?
I could cast dispel magic and might be able to remove the force gates if there are creatures here of similar nobility to me that have been wronged and placed here. I think this waxberry woman that you speak of might be that. Although I worry that you describe her as a young priestess. She may not have the powers that she might need to survive amongst us as we go deeper into the thing. There are other things that I know. In my
Can you
opinion,
fix the sword?
a sword, Fletcher.
It's bent. Merely bent. You
Let
could
me
not
look-
bend it
like
back.
that.
Let me look at it. Bring
I give
it
it-
forth, Fletcher.
I give it to him.
Excuse me while
as
I
he-
whip this out.
As he takes the sword, he looks deep into your eyes, and you hear some words
He's
inside,
gripping your
inside
sword while
brain.
he's looking in your eyes. I feel
Yes.
uncomfortable.
And he says, I know. I can see. Are you giving me a symbol, Don? Is that the signal?
He's straightening it
He
out.
says to you, though you deny it, I see the conflict within you, the questions that you have asked yourself. And he looks down at your elvish hand. I know what you must do. I will not stand in your way. He takes the sword away from you. He says, Fletcher, this is a puissant blade, but I can see that a damage it has been caused. He looks at you. My powers stem from Iomedae, so I will do what I can. And you see him sort of like, he makes a few passes over the thing, and you see he puts a finger up, and there's a
Arc
huge,
welder.
bright light, white as anything that has come out of radiance. And you can see him, it lights up his thing, and he reaches down and he touches the sword, and it just goes. And he also inscribes a rune on there, some arcane rune that's hard to look at. And he hands you back the sword, and he says to you, this should serve you well, better perhaps even than your previous sword.
Oh my.
Ooh. I want him to touch my sword now. Is that weird?
That's very weird.
He turns to you and says, Fflashheart, you bear radiance. Were I to touch it, I could give you no better powers. Unless it was a euphemism that you were speaking of, in which case I understand the sentiment, but I must
Everybody wants to bang an
respectfully
angel.
decline.
I get it.
I
Yeah.
understand the sentiment, but ew.
I must respectfully decline.
Hey, while you're talking about fixing things, I don't know if you know my backstory here, but the guys think I'm a little cracked, and well, it works for me. Is there anything I can do differently?
Long has long has it been known that the presence, being in the presence, the powerful presence of deities can have a warping effect on one's mind, and I can see that this has begun in you. Your eccentricities are known to Iomedae, and she does not fault you for them. Even
Hear that, boys? You hear that?
even though you may wish to bring back a behind the couch shitter back to the prime material plane and keep him as your own, she will indulge you every eccentricity, because she knows that in your heart and in your soul you serve her in ways that even you cannot comprehend.
Yeah, I just I was once upon a time in a first level frost giant stew pot, so I really definitely don't like seeing things captured. It's a personal thing for me. So if I see things in cages, I want to let them out. That's just my thing.
Freedom is one of our greatest precepts.
So it's your plan when we return home to free the sky whale?
The sky whale can do what he wants. Are you going to stop a sky whale from doing what it wants? Yeah. That sky whale's got to love me if he wants to.
Hey,
stay around.
Les.
Yep.
Pop me off.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
Oh, excuse me?
Yeah,
Take
no.
the visible Gato off.
Okay.
All right.
So away we go.
He says there are a couple of things that I learned briefly in my time here, or in the intelligence that I gathered before I came. First, and in my opinion, and you may do what you wish, and I will follow you regardless, but in my opinion, it would be wise to try and defeat the prison's more powerful wardens and subwardens before attempting to save the Herald, to prevent a situation where all of the prison's defenders would come to protect their greatest prisoner all at once. I know of the warden Ileshka, the prison's high priestess Svendak, and Ufrandis, the Linorm. They are significant forces here, and there may be more.
What's the warden's name?
Angel.
The warden's name is Ileshka.
Okay.
Finally, that mystery has been solved. And solved only because I read this thing and I was spelling Aleshka wrong in numerous different ways.
I told you I was too.
Searching the PDF.
Is Aleshka the bug's friend or no?
But Aleshka's the warden.
Yeah.
I don't know what
but
it looks like.
No, the bug has a mandible queen or whatever he was mentioning earlier.
Well, he mentioned, at least Kato, he mentioned 8 legs and a segmented thorax.
Yes.
If you say that to Malaika, he says, no, Aleshka does not look anything like that.
Right. No.
All right. Well, angel friend, come on, let's have a little fun on this dark plane, shall we?
The other thing
Because we gotta-
I should know, that you should know, is that Baphomet is well aware of everything that goes on in this prison. He knows you are here. For now, it seems he is content to let the prison defend itself, maybe as a test for his guards and a test for his wardens. But he may eventually send some of his favored minions to bolster their strength.
Okay. Well, we know something not everybody knows about Baphomet too. So why don't you why don't we tell you a story? We walk down this hall. He doesn't know everything we know about Baphomet, right? The
he's
ass
near
kicking that
dead.
Illusionera, what's her name?
Oh, that
Gave
he's
him
in a
a,
weakened state.
yeah, that he got his daughter slain and then took a whooping from the
My mistress, Naticula.
Gato's girlfriend.
Speak not her name. I know of the woman you speak, and I know your allegiance to her. You need not go into detail, Sir Gato.
She's awesome.
That is not the word I would use for a demon.
She's
princess.
a lady in the streets and a freaking out. Well, never. That's too much.
She's-
What I can tell you, Sir Gato, is that your liege has spoken with mine, and it may be that they have come to some sort of arrangement. I know not the details, but Iomedae and Nocticula have exchanged words.
There were probably cuss words, but still.
No.
Is it like a Mean Girls thing kind of thing?
Hey,
No,
Les.
I think it's more the enemy of my enemy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be.
Les, I'm casting resist acid and mage armor on Storm.
Okay.
Wait,
I'm-
before you do that, Storm already has resist acid from me.
Gato, I assume you're gonna go
Okay.
ahead and tell us what's waiting for us down the hall.
Then I'm just doing.
I'm waiting for you guys to say go.
Go, and then we're gonna stop by every cell on the way.
Okay, so I stopped by the soul with the green mind flare.
Okay.
Exhibit A.
But what are you now? So what are you guys trying to do? Are you basically asking Malaika if you guys should release them?
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure this is a bad guy, but like remember there's a big beast up there that seemed pretty friendly, but he was ugly as sin. And there's Waxberry, maybe one other one that seemed like potentially an ally that could be useful in our quest, or at least give them a sword and a ability to take on 1 or 2 guards while we head farther in. I don't know what kind of how deep this guy's posse goes, but we might need all the hands we can get.
So I mean, okay. So what exactly are you asking Malaika? Now he says I can cast a spell magic at a pretty high level, so maybe I
what
can.
we can't detect anything beyond the force field that maybe
Correct.
you can.
No, the
Yeah,
force fields.
angels are.
What he'll say is these force fields are designed specifically to preclude exactly the sort of spells that you are doing. My powers are excellent, but they don't extend that far and that direct. To determine anything about this creature, let me try.
Are you telling me you don't have some sort of Crocodile Dundee like super gaze where you just look into their eyes and be able to tell if they're super evil or good guy?
Well, he steps
So
in front
what
of.
time it is by looking at a clock right beforehand.
Well, he steps in front of this one,
I'm losing
and
faith.
he
Hi,
looks.
Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom. Tom's here to play the
Oh.
mind flayer that we're
He steps in front of the thing with the mind flare, and for the
Good.
first time, you hear hear Malaika say, "Greetings, creature of the pit. What has brought you to this ignoble status?" And this is the first time that you've heard that creature make a noise, and it says, "Greetings, feated creature the sunlit world. I need not tell you anything of my status. Unleash me, and I will leave. I shan't. And Malaika's like, I shan't take down this thing. By almost certainly, whatever crimes that landed you here, you had done yourself, and your incarceration was well earned. You shall stay in this cell, creature. Then move along, you piece of Iomedae and crap. Leave me be to my punishments.
All right, good.
Malaika is like, we should leave him in there.
All right, done. Next, let's go talk to my bro down. My bro down demon. Is he down
Okay.
here? What's here? This is empty, right?
Yeah, that's empty.
Okay. Let's go talk to my bro demon real quick. Oh, first of all, I was gonna take a peek around the corner. Do we see any guards or anything before we take a gander
It
at
could be
this?
guards back now.
So it depends. I mean, what you don't, the first thing is that you notice is the things that you don't see. And that is the bodies of the guards that you slew yesterday when you came through here, which were several. They're gone. I mean, you can still see like the tar and some of that acidic blood on the stones. They didn't clean up, but somebody has dragged the bodies away.
Uh-oh, we hit respawn, guys.
If you look down, if you peer down the hall, those of you who have, I mean, you can see sort of the light at the other side. You know, your normal vision wouldn't necessarily appear there, but you can see way down at the end of the hall where the light source is working. You can see what looks to be, now you can only see silhouette, but it looks to be another guard standing there in the hallway. It is looking towards you, but you can't make out if it doesn't look like it's moving right now. So it's possible that it doesn't see you.
That's a 5 minutes from now problem. Our main problem is my demon bro right now. Yo, demon bro, I got somebody to introduce you to.
This one I have seen before. How dost thou languish in your cell, creature? And it's like, hey, dude, I had nothing to do with what they did to you. I just saw him drag you in here. If you feel kindly and thinking about, he's talking to Malaika at this point. If you were to see your way clear to letting me out of here, I guarantee you have my promise. You won't get any trouble from me, man. I am no man, says Malaika, and I would not let you release you only to have you stab us in the back, you perfidious wretch. He leans over, Malaika leans over to you. This demon, he talks. You can tell that he is glib with words, but his heart is full of lies.
Yep. I was afraid that was gonna happen. Okay, sorry, bro.
And the guy's like, dude, what are you talking? I'm not lying. You have my word of honor as a demon and a dude.
This is one of the last supplements, the Californian demon. Yeah. All right. Sorry, brah. Gotta go. We'll be back, maybe.
Well, tell him when you run into the guards. Tell him I could use a bottle of wine down here, would you?
The first guard I see, you have my promise. All right. Oh, lady of this cold and scary room.
He comes here immediately. He's like,
hey, Storm, look down the hallway. I talked to this lady.
Yeah, Storm, you can see the creature. It doesn't seem to be moving.
Which creature?
Went all the way down the end of the hall.
All the way down at the end?
Yeah.
Scroll right.
Okay, then yeah, Storm's gonna be taken up in a.
All right, Storm, try to get help. Try you and Illendar try to get help on the guard.
We're not doing get help. It makes me feel foolish.
I hate get help.
All right, so oh lady of the chilly demeanor, are you home, my lady? Nothing.
You see her return, and the diva Malaika walks in. He says, "Yes, you were correct, Fflashheart. A great injustice has taken place here. Lady of the Dawn Flower, I can see that you have sunk to the pits of despair here, and that Baphomet has treated you as terribly as any creature. But I can also see inside of you that your heart is still pure. I am Malaika of Iomedae, and you have my word. And the word of the Fflashheart of Iomedae as well. We will seek your scimitar. We will return to you the traditional weapon of the Dawnflower and release you from this bondage. You have my word. And he turns around and steps back out.
All right. All right, Gato, would you mind just checking down this hall here to make sure nothing's lurking down there? I don't remember what's down there. I think there's more cells, right?
It's just the
I'll
cell.
do that. Yep.
Okay.
What kind of cells is it? Was there? Where's the ugly dog down there? He's farther up this hall.
Well, all of these are like chained up. There was the guy with the metal hood. Malaika
first
goes.
one.
Yeah, Malaika goes to the corner and is just like, oh, there is nothing down this hallway but the stench of evil.
All right.
It assaults my nostrils as if I was standing upon a dunghill.
It is not me.
The stench of evil, also known as a fraternity house. Okay.
Melt it, dealt it.
All right. Let's go on up this way.
Nothing worthwhile down there. Okay.
Malaika looks to you, Fletcher, and says, that phrase is known among my people. An angel's farts smell oftentimes like fish or perhaps eggs. But even to us, it is horrifying. A gross dishonor.
All right. Well, let's Gato, you mind creeping down the hall to make sure that guy's not going to sneak up on us, and we'll go cell by cell here.
As you guys are sort of walking down through there, you hear you hear the sound, and it sounds like metal on stone. And you hear you can see, so the light is behind it, so you can see the guard in silhouette, and it's definitely one of those guards. And you're thinking it's one of the tar ones. You see it sort of hold up its twin swords that it has in his hand, and you can see it sort of reach out and just go kang, toing, toing, toing against the stone. And then it pauses for a moment, and then it goes toing, 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 and then you see floating behind it another creature comes into view, and you hear them say in abyssal, the primes have come back. It is as the warden has foretold, and Baphomet has said, our Lord Baphomet has said, now is our chance to earn glory in the Horned Lord's eyes.
Hey, Fletcher, group up.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to compose a 3-stanza poem to your death. I don't know what I'm.
Alaika goes, comes the demodans of Baphomet, his prison guards. You have slain many of them before. Slain is what I meant. That is what I meant. Sometimes even noble creatures of Iomedae can sometimes slip up and say the wrong thing.
That long COVID destroyed your brain.
What's the past tense?
You have slain many of them. I trust that you will slay these.
Group up.
Yep. All right. Oh, Fletcher, I believe they're playing your song.
Once everybody's grouped up, I'm gonna cast Bless.
Okay. Yeah. Get everybody.
You have to see me for it to work. I just have to be in the radius, don't I?
You just have to be in range.
Okay.
Are
And
you
I have no idea where you are, so whether you get it or not is kind of your issue at this point.
You hear me say I'm good.
Yeah. And then Lothar, will you tighten up the group a little bit?
I am between you and Fflashheart right now.
Okay.
There you go. Thank you.
I'm
Lothar.
Not now, but
The party feels so small without Gordon and Jennifer here.
Gonna say I'm casting haste.
All right, you casted haste.
We're missing 3 characters at least.
Oh dear. Okay, I gotta start writing stuff down.
Haste and
Wow,
bliss.
we only got 18 minutes left.
Of what tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is
The
it that
haste
late
will be
already?
yep.
The haste will be here next time for you.
I would say that's plenty of time to kill a couple guards.
All right, are we gonna roll for initiative or not yet? And if
Well, not yet. So
I'm
that
gonna-
so you see sort
I'm
of
gonna point to these 2 cells.
and you see them sort of crowding around. Oh, Malaika. So there's nothing in the. Oh, there's the. So in this cell, he's like, leave that creature be. It has earned its tortures. You can tell.
Okay, and then this one down here.
There's nothing in that one.
Okay. All right. Well, Mosey.
The next one down contains a creature of significant evil, a lord of mind flayers, and yet also something else. There's something. This is no normal mind flayer. Look at him. Look at him again.
He's badass looking.
He is badass looking.
Wow.
Yeah, like
Just
To
make-
release- To
Good.
release him would put all of us in peril, for that is a creature of an incredible strength and power. Leave him in there to suffer his fate.
Got it.
Also,
Okay,
don't
what about-
don't let loose the damn slime. It will be awash momentarily.
Is that a
Ooh,
slime up
snake.
here? What's in here?
Giant
Anything?
minotaur.
Nothing. There's
Okay.
nothing else. Well, towards where but you also hear the guards again saying, so you could see that there are other guards crowding around over there. There's reinforcements coming in at the response of him, sort of banging that sword of him, and you can hear him yell out in Abyssal, "Primes, finally, we have found you, the slayer of all our kin, the insulters of Baphomet. You shall now pay the ultimate price for your perfidy and your deceits. Come forward and earn your deaths. And
Okay.
also roll for initiative for this time."
Haste gives a bonus to initiative, doesn't it? Gotta look that up.
No.
No.
I don't know. I would have to check the rules.
I forget as long as I had to click on my own guide. I find.
Man, I have rolled bad tonight.
All right, not bad for me.
You've rolled bad. That's my first roll of the night.
It's getting that out of the way.
All right, hold on. Let me.
Dang, I barely beat you. I didn't roll a 1.
Whoops. Wrong screen.
Oh yeah, really piling on the awesome initiatives here. All right, is everybody in? Did we missing anybody?
Nope, nope, I'm not in yet. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't think Ilndar's. Oh, yeah, yes. Okay.
Oh, nice crappy roll. Puts me
Yep.
near the back anyway. Wah, wah, wah.
Who is 17? Oh, that's okay. Never mind.
Yeah, it's invisible god.
Gotcha. Invisible Gato. All right, let's go ahead and we got everybody. I think we do actually. All right, we'll sort up round 1. Top of the order. So these guys are basically challenging you. They have not moved. They're not moving forward. But they're saying, "Come join us in death, and you will see Pharasma, and you will fight, and she will return you to my lord Baphomet for safekeeping. Perhaps he shall lodge you in these same cells that you so routinely passed and failed to release the people within."
Hey, Les,
What are those
Yes.
things called again?
for this combat,
Mhm.
I from experience, I know they stay invisible.
Yeah.
So go ahead and just swap me out.
What are these things called again? These
Guards.
Malaika referred to them as demodons, something like that. Demodans, something like that. Baphomet's chosen guards. There you go.
Okay.
All right, Fflashheart, you're up first. They're essentially challenging you. You get the vibe. Malaika is sort of behind you, and you can hear her say, "Yes, they are fearful. Listen to their bluster. They fear you because they have seen the bodies of those you have slain."
Well, I mean, we all have jobs here, right? And as a paladin of Iomedae, this is right at the top of the list. So I'm ready to get to work.
All
Fletcher,
right.
Thank you, Les.
Can I do some sort of like Mad Max Fury Road where I ask the angel to witness me and I spray my teeth all silver and then I just charge in?
Sure, if you want. Malaika, remember this if I fall.
I love that scene. All right. I'm like, making myself-
So Storm was sort of in the lead, but you're just
Oh,
like,
wait, I'm sorry. Yeah. So I'm gonna charge right past Storm, and like, come out to play, evil ones.
so you got Radiance high and just like, ha. So
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? You gonna move forward or?
Yeah. I'm trying to say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's a full move. Can I do a full move and then ready in action or like what do we call it? Hold.
Sure.
They
Like
call it,
reserve an action. What are you
reserve an
gonna?
action.
Okay.
Ready to stab somebody when they get a little closer.
All right. So you're gonna wait for them to approach you, huh?
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
I'm gonna-
I came halfway down the hall. I mean, the least the evil can do is we're talking all this. It was foretold stuff. They're gonna stand over there. Get over here.
all right.
I guess I'm goading the evil while I'm also.
You gonna give him some pepper?
Yeah.
What do you say to him?
Like, I thought creatures of Baphomet were made of stronger stuff than us, and look at you over there, trembling in your little gooey boots.
I like it. They're not happy about it.
Be gone from this place. You are beneath my notice. Be gone and I will spare you this once. That ought to do it.
You can see they're like their teeth are like. Go ahead. All right, got him.
Don't flirt with me, demon.
Got to move a little, but not a lot closer, and that's it.
All right, Lothar.
25, 30. And I believe that puts him in 100 feet. Yep. So 2 arrows at the north one.
Nice. Okay. All right.
These are touch attacks. They're force arrows. So
I hate that. All right, touch AC. Let me just make sure I got it. All right, cool. So 19, that is a hit, and 17 as a hit. You guys see him pull. You guys see Lothar pull the longbow of Erastil, and he pulls out an arrow that seems to irradiate a smell of earth, of growing plants and things like that. He looses it, and it turns into this bolt of green energy you've seen before. Boom! This slam, both of them slam into these creatures, which weirdly are not evil. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
They're evil.
41 points of damage. To
41
the
total points. This one lets out a, and this one looks over and he's like, and they're like, they've got those like angelfish teeth that they're clattering together, and they're starting to get ugly. And you can see this one, it says, "Let us bring an acidic fog on them so that they might feel the pain of Baphomet." And this one moves forward. Let me check his thing here. And okay, let's do that. Okay. All right. So you see this one float in front of these guys. He's sort of flapping away on their little, like, sort of disturbing wings. And you can see him sort of kind of and then makes a noise. And then all around him, you see this this fog sort of emanate out from him and begin to move forward as it just oozes out of his body in a great fog. You cannot see through it. So you're starting to see, you're wondering what's going on. Fletcher, what do you do? Suddenly the hallway is filled with fog and you hear laughter on the other side.
I can't see any bad guys.
You can't see any bad guys.
I was all set to attack too. Damn it.
Okay.
So I'm going to
wade into the acid fog.
Put me after Ilindar.
All right, so you're gonna wait.
One spot.
All right, Ilindar.
Okay. Tell Storm to get him.
All right, Storm just leaps in there.
She's going to run until she gets to something she can attack.
All right, there's Fflashheart right there.
And then pounce on it. Well.
All right, so as she enters the acid fog, you would deal damage. Now you gave her protection?
Yeah.
I gave her protection from acid 20.
Acid 20. All right. So while she feels, and that's 20 per round, right? So any damage up to 20 doesn't affect her.
Right. It gets
attack.
Okay.
Per attack.
That it tries to injure.
Per attack. Okay. So so the fog itself, although close, she does manage to get through there, and she sees one of these creatures. It's finally, you have to be right up against it though. But yeah, she finally is like,
her run, and then you see probably a very quick reaction as all of a sudden claws come out, and yeah, she dives in.
Okay. All right, 40 hits. Hold on, let me check the AC. I'm sure it's a hit, but
these are all a +2.
Okay. Why are they +2? Oh, because of haste.
One from a hate, one from
And
hate.
one from bless.
Ah, and bless too. All right, so haste and bless. Let me make sure I don't forget that because we probably won't finish this battle tonight. Is there anybody that isn't hasted or blessed?
No, I've made sure
No.
everyone's hasted and blessed gets everyone, so.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right, so so 42 is a hit, 39. What are you doing here?
A haiku?
What?
Uh,
Oh, okay.
You guys are doing-
You didn't have any crits. What are you rolling again for?
Because she's hasted, so she gets an extra attack.
Second attack. That's right. Okay. 40, 39. The 29 is a miss, but everything else hits.
Okay. If you want to carry on, I'll gather up all the numbers, then just let you know once I get to them.
Well, it might be. I mean, they have this. Well, I don't know. It probably won't kill it
Probably,
outright.
these things are pretty tough.
Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. Just total them up and let me know.
Just since we're close to the night, just go ahead and keep going, and I'll chime in when I know the number.
All right. So,
Is Ilindar gonna do anything?
No,
Okay.
no, I already did the haste, which is kind of what he did for this combat. Unless you need something done.
Well, so no, I don't know what, but so I can see Storm, right?
you could see sort of.
Storm,
You see a
right
little
into-
bit of like dragon ass there. But other than that, I mean,
I saw
Storm.
her running into it, but she stopped before she even got completely into it.
Yeah.
And
Right. So I know there's something to attack right there.
yeah, you see her tangling with something. Actually, if you're going to go in next, then yeah, I do need to do these numbers because I guarantee both of us will drop this thing. I just don't know.
I like it. I like it. Hold on, I gotta check and make sure.
Sorry, yeah, you know.
Cheaters. Yeah,
Fflashheart's
575.
Fflashheart's using his time wisely over here.
I like it. Okay. So Ilidar, you're not gonna do anything specific to you, just Storm's attack,
And he's working out the math.
and he's working out the math. All right,
And then I
Fletcher,
would do the same thing. I'm gonna
you're gonna
fly
run in there.
knowing I'm gonna hit something right about here,
Okay.
and that's what I go do.
The moment, did you have any protection from acid?
I do
Yes.
not.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
I did planar adaptation to everyone.
Yeah,
Everybody
everybody.
has
Okay,
plus
then
20.
I
to
do.
acid.
Yeah,
Okay.
this comes up every battle, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Less.
Yep.
176 total.
176 total.
Nikes.
All
I'm gonna
right.
look back at the angel. I'm like, you see what I'm talking about here?
You hear Bella like it. There's a mighty blow from the dragon. It is done well.
Yeah.
And then Malak is like, "What did I say wrong? Was it wrong?"
What did I say wrong?
Can the angel see Gato and or is he respecting?
Yeah, I'm visible now.
You see Gato like diving for the angel to like cover his mouth.
Yeah.
No, don't say it.
Don't say that.
All right, so Fletcher, you run in there. You also are protected from acid. That pisses them off. You get about 5 feet into the cloud, and you also bump up against it. You're using Storm as a guide to show you where it is. But yeah,
Exactly.
eventually you get close enough where you can see it.
And
It's one of
then I
those
hit it.
fell creatures. 35 is a hit. I hate that. It's
I
a
hit
natural 2.
Even
Is
on a
a,
two.
yeah, even on a 2. I gotta upgun my
Um,
dudes.
Here's your damage.
All right. Did you add everything?
Well, if he's still standing, I got more attacks.
He's still standing. Well, how do you get more attack? Oh, haste. You get
Well,
one
that was
more.
a
don't you?
pounce. Same as Storm.
Pounce.
He gets all of them.
Yeah, he gets all of them. That's a miss. No, that's also a hit.
Dead with that swing.
39. That's enough. That one is enough to slash it. The creature goes to pieces in a big blurb of acidic ammoniac fluid that just sort of like drops out all over the floor. Weirdly, the cloud does not go away.
Storm and Fletcher do the whole Big Trouble in Little China thing. They both like, do the little sign back and forth. And
The little finger.
Nice. All right.
One down.
One.
Glad we all have the right point of cultural references. We're all the same age group, roughly. I try that in my millennial.
Good news is they
colleagues,
can't
but-
see us any better than we can see them.
they may not care. So they do that. They are going to also go on op fire, meaning anything that comes out of this side of the cloud, they're gonna take that opportunity to attack. Yep.
Well,
How long
so
does that
would I.
cloud last?
I gotcha.
It lasts until the acid guy turns it off, pretty much. Well, so according to the spell, it lasts for 1 round per level. You don't know what kind of level these Jaspers are bringing to the thing, but it could be a while.
All
right. Round 2. It is now. So we are right at 11 o'clock. Do you guys want to stop here at round 2, or do you guys want to do another round?
I say stop here because we're missing some of our party.
Yeah.
You don't need them.
This is-
Come on, where's your sense of adventure? Malalika's like, forget the android and the woman who flies on a carpet of autos.
And
You guys can take this fight. Glory shall be yours. All right. Well, then we will stop here. Interesting things afoot. You guys have. They know you're here. You've made a new friend and brought back a strong ally and an information source. You've got somebody who can tell you things and lead you, hopefully, to the heart of the Herald.
We have a lot that we didn't have when we started tonight, so that's great,
Right.
guys.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys did great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys. I'm gonna go
Okay.
ahead and stop the recording.
The plot moves forward.
It does.
All right, now